What to do?
What are you saying to me?
I knew what to do. Don't test me like that.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go. That's a nice level.
Oh, I don't have Serena on yet. Hey,
Testing.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
I can hear
Yeah, I don't
everyone.
want to hear you though, Matt.
Hey, thank you. All right, we're good. We're good. basketball action at the Meridian Center. Tonight's matchup, the Niagara River Lions taking on the Moncton Miracles for the first and only time this season here at the Meridian Center. Matt Latour, Zach Dadson on the call, Serene Elkogali on the sidelines tonight. Zach, this is a River Lions team. It's quite literally do or die at this point. You have to win every game to end the season.
Matt, we've been talking about must-win games for a while now, but tonight, backs are against the wall. The Niagara River Lions need to win their final 4 games of the season to have a hope of making the playoffs. The Orangeville A's, who this team is chasing, playing tonight no less, need to lose all all of their final games. 5 of them I think they have left. So really important night here tonight for the River Lions, and if they're able to get through tonight, then a big game against the Orangeville A's here on a Sunday afternoon matinee matchup. So if you're this River Lions team, a couple new faces here on the court, but you know, this is do or die, it's business time. You know, these are professional basketball players, and that was the message out east this past weekend was, we are professionals, we need to be professional about this and go out and do our job. So let's see if the River Lions are able to do their job tonight against the Moncton Miracles.
The playoff scenario for the River Lions, Niagara has to win their last 4 games, one of them being today against the Moncton Miracles. Then they have 2 home games against the Orangeville A's, the team that they're chasing, and then 1 against the Atlantic Division leading Halifax Hurricanes. So that'll be a tough one in itself, but if you're the River Lions, you have to focus on today, and you need a little bit of help from every team playing Orangeville.
Well, that's right. You know, this River Lions team lost to the Moncton Miracles when they went out there on January 7th of this year, and so it's a chance for redemption. You know, we lost in their building. Let's see if this team is able to get things done at home here in the Lions' Den against the Moncton Miracles. That Halifax Hurricanes game is going to be a big matchup next Wednesday night. River Lions did a good job of hanging with the Hurricanes. You know, on Saturday night in Halifax, the team was leading 50-43 with about a minute left in the second quarter, and then that Hurricanes team went on a 7-0 run, tied the game 50-50, and they didn't look back in the second half.
New faces for the River Lions tonight. There's a lot of them. A lot of these guys haven't really even played a regular season home game on this court. One of them that we do know, a lot of River Lions fans would know, is Matt Marshall, number 21. He played on the Raptors 905 game here. He played with the Slovakian partner team, Spiska Nova Ves. Had a pretty good season out there as well. Other guys to look out for in Niagara, number 7, Joe Rocca. We saw a little bit of action from him out east. Jean-Mo Clark, the former George Brown Husky. Ricardo Dunkley set to make his debut tonight, as well as Ryan Edgem. So a lot of new faces for the fans here, but a lot of guys that can ball.
Well, that's right. Joe Rocca, you know, coming right off of his gold medal performance with the Carleton Ravens. They won the Canadian National Championship this
Ryan
year.
Edgem as well, same team.
That's right. So really big, big Canadian basketball players, and this is what this league is all about, right, Matt? Providing not only an outlet for American basketball players. There is no other league in the world that has as many American basketball players on a team as the National Basketball League of Canada. And if you're a Canadian player like those guys coming from Carleton University, what better opportunity than, 2 months ago they were in university playing at Carleton, playing in small gyms around the province, and now playing on the national stage on a national professional basketball league team. So these guys are thrilled to be here. Joe Rocca, well over 40% career 3-point shooter, and this 3-point line that we play with here in the National Basketball of Canada is the same line as Canadian University Sports. So big opportunity for him, and let's see if he's a little bit more comfortable at home. And one of the things that's really important to acknowledge, and we haven't talked about it in a little bit, Matt, the Niagara River Lions have not won at the Meridian Center since mid-February.
Yeah, it's definitely been a while, and they're definitely due for a home win. They've got 4 left to round out the season here at the Meridian Center. It'll be interesting to see how they respond in this one, but it looks like we're just about ready for the national anthem and the starting lineup. So Matt Latour, Zach Dadson, and Serene Elkogali will be back with the River Lions and the Miracles coming up in a bit.
Great job by the River Lions and minor sports organizations across the region. starting lineups brought to you by Moksha Yoga, St. Catherine's Calm Mind, Fit Body, Inspired Life, Moksha Yoga. The starting lineup for visiting Moncton Miracles. Number 55, Russell Bird. Number 13, Melvin Johnston III. Number 23, Corey Lucius. Number 33, Tim Mitchell. And number 7, Malik Story. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your very own Niagara Lady Lions to the court, presented by Kappa School of Hairstyling and Aesthetics. And now, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the starting 5 for your Niagara River Lions. Introducing first, a guard from the Lone Star State, Houston, Texas. Give it up for number 2, Nick Corey. A 6'10" forward from Florence, South Carolina. Put your hands together for number 15, Big Sam Muldrow. A 6'9" forward from Scarborough, Ontario. Let's hear it for number 0, Richard Amardi. A 6'7" forward from Cochrane, Georgia. Fans, let's hear it for number 34, Carl Hall. And a 6'4" guard from the G-Dot, the 6, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Let's hear it for number 4, Tyler Murray. The head coach of the Niagara River Lions is Keith Bissell. Assistant coaches are Ellen Henrington, Vito DiMartino, and Nate Benjamin. Head athletic therapist is Emily Thiessen. Strength and conditioning coach Laura Tober. Chiropractors Dr. Mark Lessie and Dr. Joe Polino. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, your 2016-2017 Niagara River Lions. Tonight's officials, Mr. Augie Sikolovich, Mr. Tony Turnbull, and Mr. Paul Carter. And now, fans, please rise and please remove your hats for the singing of the Canadian National Anthem, brought to you by Scitel St. Catherine's. Tonight we welcome the Dalewood Public School Choir. Great job.
The Moncton Miracles and the Niagara River Lions getting set to tip off here at the Meridian Center in St. Catharines. Matt Latour and Zach Dadson on the call. Sereno Kilgalli from the sidelines today. Starting lineup for Niagara, it's number 2, Nick O'Corey. Carl Hall getting a rare start. We usually see big minutes from him off the bench. Tyler Murray, the Canadian guard from Toronto. Richard Amardi, another Canadian from Scarborough. And then Big Sam Muldrow, well known here, is probably one of the best defenders in this division, but this Moncton Miracles team, Zach, hasn't seen him yet this year.
That's right. Sam Muldrow was not on the Niagara River Lions when they traveled east the very first time on the 6th and 7th of January to take on the St. John basketball team and the Moncton Miracles, the St. John
Riptide.
Obviously the Riptide. Everybody knows the Riptide. I'm a huge Riptide fan myself, you know. It's my favorite Atlantic Division team, but the Niagara River Lions here, ready to get things kicked off here in the den.
Opening tip-off goes to the River Lions. Muldrow wins it back to Hall, now to Tyler Murray.
See, this is a big opportunity for Tyler Murray. We've seen this a couple of times this year, that this is a guy that has stuck around all year, and as point guards come and go, he is a guy that is ready for the opportunities as they're presented. Look for a big opportunity for Murray tonight.
Drive to the net. Johnson passes it off. Posting up there. Nice move to the net. Russell Bird gets the rebound and finishes.
Good fast move into the paint there by Moncton Miracles, not allowing River Lions to get into their defensive half court.
Tyler Murray, playing his former team, played 2 seasons with the Moncton Miracles, passes it off.
You know, and Tyler Murray, when I traveled with the team out to Moncton in January, and there is no bigger, you know, celebrity returning to Moncton, New Brunswick than Tyler Murray. Fans waited an hour after the game to talk to Tyler Murray. Really big fans of Murray out in New Brunswick.
Count the hoop and the harm for Carl Hall. He gets on the board. Chance to give the River Lions a quick early lead here, 3-2. Former Wichita Shocker.
You know, this is something also we've talked about all season, Matt. Is there a better finisher in the paint than Carl Hall on this team?
I don't think so. You know, we saw Chris Commons earlier on in the season. He had that baby hook that was so effective, but Carl Hall, he can go left, he can go right, and he's very good at drawing the contact.
That's right. You know, even when that contact comes, he's still so good at finishing around the rim, and so really able to invite the contact, finish strong, and then get to the line.
A lane violation called there against the Moncton Miracles. Carl Hall misses the free throw, gets his own board. Paul Mulkeski not happy with that lane violation call.
Yeah, unfortunately for the River Lions, not able to take advantage of the second opportunity with the missed free throw.
Big Sam, the nice touch inside. And we talk about good finishers inside. Big Sam, I find, has really added that to his game compared to what we saw from him last season.
Well, that's right. You know, we know that Big Sam Muldrow is such an incredible defensive presence, but we saw last year a lot of the time he would settle for a three-point shot. And he is a good three-point shooter, but he would settle for those shots. So it's really encouraging for him to see him continuing to really pound things inside and get those shots, you know, from in the paint.
Melvin Johnson knocks down a triple. Takes the lead for the Miracles, 5-4. Hall off to Amardi. Amardi looking up top. Tyler Murray grabs it. He'll head to the net. Tyler Murray, nice inside pass. Carl Hall, the shot. That one, 2 strong rebounds up. Hall got a hand on it, but out of bounds.
Great pass by Tyler Murray coming around. Paul Mulkeski, of course, former NBA player with time with the Milwaukee Bucks, a team that the Toronto Raptors are looking to get past right now.
Yeah, tough one yesterday for the Raptors. And I talked to you before the game, Paul Mulkeski is an NBA 2K17 on one of the old Bucks teams. I haven't played with him yet, but I'm thinking about it.
Well,
Melvin Johnson, another triple. He's got 6 points in a row.
Matt, it's a little bit older for me, but I'm playing NBA 2K14, and brother Royce White, current NBL Canada player, also on my team. So some NBL Canada love.
Sam Muldrow takes a look, gives it off to Rich Amardi. Amardi heads to the net, nice move, fires the 3, made some space but couldn't finish on the shot. That one, going to say last touch on the Moncton Miracles, that'll be Riverline ball. Tyler Murray awaiting the inbound, Mulkeski having a conversation with the official. Murray on the inbound. He's got Amardi coming up top. He's got to find somebody quick. Goes the big Sam Muldrow up top. Muldrow passes it off. Murray, the triple. Can't get that one to go. A falling shot there. That one doesn't go for the Miracles. Big Sam with the rebound gives it off to Nick O'Corey. Corey, the former Island Storm. Pass off to Big Sam Muldrow. He's watched by Bird.
That's right. Same as Zaglinski, former Niagara River Lion, let go after injuring himself a couple weeks ago. Now finding himself with his former team, the Island Storm. And, you know, Nick Corey, the Island Storm were celebrating on Thursday night as one of their players became the all-time leading scorer in Island Storm history. Nick Corey, number 3 on that list.
Lucius kicks it out. Johnson to Bird. Bird pump fakes the 3, heads to the net, kicks to the corner. 3 on the way now, wide open. And Moncton knocking down their 3-point shots. That could be bad news for the River Lions.
Great heads-up passing by the Miracles there. Sam Muldrow went flying past his defender. He had an open shot, took a step in, drew the other defender, and found his teammate wide open in the corner.
Pass down low for Hall. Hall's got Tim Mitchell watching him. Right to the net, gets the contact, doesn't get the foul, but he gets the bucket.
That's that strong finish that we're talking about. Carl Hall going up as if there's nobody defending him. Good bucket.
Tim Mitchell's a big guy, too. Russell Bird, he'll fire a 3. That went off. Zach, as you'll recall, when this team went out to Moncton, Russell Bird hit a lot of 3-pointers in a hurry, and that was the difference in that one. Amardi, the step back. Can't get it to go. Some nice quick moves there from Rich Amardi.
You know, that's 2 missed buckets in a row for Amardi, but I really have to say how impressed I am with Richard Amardi's role on this team this year. That's a guy we've seen him be successful playing small forward, playing power forward, and playing center. You know, really is able to give this team a lot of looks and played a lot of different roles on this team, currently playing small forward in this lineup.
And he's even got the shooting ability. He can play shooting guard if he wants to. He's a very versatile player. Murray finger roll to the net. That one hits the base of the iron and out.
And you know, Matt, there are 3 players on the Niagara River Lions that were on this team at the very beginning of the season. 2 of them on the court right now with Tyler Murray and Richard Amardi.
Nick Corey. Pass down low for Carl Hall. Hall posting up, gives it to Amardi. Back down for Hall. Hall faces up, heads to the net, working on Mitchell. He's got to hurry. 1 left on the shot clock. Couldn't get the shot up. Looks like it'll be a shot clock violation. 7:11 remaining. Kirk Williams Jr. checks into the game.
15-8 lead here for the Moncton Miracles. You know, we talked about how important this game is for the River Lions. We cannot see this team get behind early.
As we mentioned, a must-win game for Niagara tonight. Johnson picks it up, switches, gets Amardi. Tries to spin off him, puts the shot up, gets it to go away in the foul.
Kirk Williams Jr. checked into the game there, replacing Sam Muldrow. KWJ, one of the other few players on this team from the beginning of the year, playing a really important leadership role for this team throughout the year. You know, and this River Lions team has seen a lot of changes. You know, not only from the players' perspective, but of course from our head coaching perspective. Ross Lecole left the team, and this team is now being coached by head coach Keith Vassell, formerly of the Niagara College. You know, Matt, as a former Niagara College student, you saw all too well how good of a job Keith Vassell did in turning that program around.
Yeah, 2 years ago, I believe they were 3-15, or 3 years ago, I should say. And now in Keith Vassell's 3rd season, that team went 13-3. And you know, he's a guy. He didn't really have a whole lot to work with when he got there, but he did a great job recruiting, found some great players, and his systems work very well. He plays more of his zone defense than anything. And we saw that work out east, especially against the Island Storm. That zone defense gave them some issues. And I think that's because the NBL Canada, it's a lot of man-to-man coverage.
Well, that's right. You know, one of the things I asked Keith Vassell last week after our last home game was, you know, Coach, it looks like you have a lot of pieces on this team that are really successful, and all of the pieces are really excellent pieces. Unfortunately, it's just the team as a whole that hasn't done such a good job. And so, and you know, one of the things he said to me was, you know, Zach, if I had all these pieces from the beginning of the year, this would have been a much different basketball team. That he would have been really able to utilize them. And so, unfortunately, coming in halfway kind of puts him in a tricky spot where guys' roles are already set on this team, and they already know what's expected of them, and it's tricky to change it midway through. But I really believe had Coach Keith Vassell led this team from the beginning, he would have been able to really make his imprint in a much better way. And I don't think that his record here down the stretch with the River Lions is really reflective of his coaching ability.
Oh, I think that goes without saying. You know, I don't think he's had 3 games in a row, maybe the 3 games out east where he's had the same 12 guys every night. And even out east, Marcus Lewis didn't play the last 2 games out there. So it's really been an interesting ride for him, and he's had to adapt a lot, especially in practice. You know, one day you have new faces, the next day you have new guys in a game. So it's been very interesting to see how he's coached this team.
And of course, you know, injuries will never be an excuse because you have to put your best product on the floor that you can. But even in practices, this team has dealt with a lot of injuries this season and guys taking resting in practice so that they're ready for game days and things like that. It really puts a lot of pressure on a coach to be able to put things together, and it was a really tricky opportunity for him, but really great job, really set a positive example in this locker room, and of course, Grasso Cole has done great things and has been such an important role in this franchise, and his imprint will forever be felt on this franchise, but Keith Vassell doing a good job here down the stretch for the River Lions.
Melvin Johnson at the line, leading scorer this season for the Moncton Miracles, converts that three-point play. He's averaging almost 19 points per game. He's got a couple of threes early, a three-point play there. That one's stolen. Back the other way come the Miracle. Whistle goes. They're going to call a travel here against Moncton. That was Tim Mitchell. Riverlions will get the ball back. So Zach, after a turnover, a lucky break in the other end.
That's right. Let's see if the Riverlions are now able to take advantage of this. Stuck 10 points early here in this game. This is not the way that this team drew up this first quarter, so we'll see if they're able to get it going here.
Nick Corey, nice move to the net with the finger roll.
I find so often with this team, that's where they have so much of their success, drive in the paint. This team has a lot of success in the paint, and throughout the entire season, they've been dead last in three-point shooting, and so less three-pointers, more feeding in the paint, a lot of success.
Amardi pump fakes the three, passes it off to Okori. He diverts. Okori picks it there by Kirk Williams Jr. He picks it up, fires a three. That one hits the base and out. Malik Story.
The Riverlions had an opportunity there that they didn't take advantage of with their teams. With Moncton's defense not being set, they pulled back out. Moncton was able to get things set and didn't give the team a good look inside. So we'll see if they're able to take another advantage. Just trip down.
Ty Murray passes that one off to Carl Hall. Murray gets it back. Goes back to Hall. He's at the free throw line. Gives it to Kirk Williams Jr. 10 on the shot clock. Pass down low for Hall. Hall working on Mitchell. Shot goes up. Can't get it to go. Hall with his own rebound. Puts it up again. Can't get a call underneath. They're going to say Mitchell stepped out of bounds. So the Riverlions will get the ball back after a couple misses by Hall.
Another break for the Riverlions. A couple empty possessions there for the Moncton Miracles.
It'll be Murray on the inbound. Fresh shot clock for Niagara. 5:31 left in the quarter. Quick inside pass. Kirk Williams Jr. finishes.
It's a 4-0 run for the Riverlions. Let's see if they're able to build on it.
Now within 6. A hard pick set there. Johnson working out Kirk Williams Jr. passes it off. Lucius, Murray watching him. Back to Johnson. Gets Kirk Williams Jr. to play it on the pump fake, but the Riverlions get the steal. Back the other way comes Okori. Okori fake pass. That one.
Well, the Moncton Miracles tipped it, but I guess Kirk Williams Jr. got a last hand on it before it went out of bounds. Unlucky break for the Riverlions.
Lucius. Lucius takes a look, pass inside. Mitchell misses the dunk. Kirk Williams Jr. back the other way. Pass it off to Ty Murray. Tyler Murray takes a look. Gives it off to Kirk Williams Jr. Pump fakes, now he'll drive. Kirk working on Story. I believe Story caught an elbow. Riverlions with a man advantage right now. Amardi, he'll fire a three, knocks it down. Amardi with a big three. That one draws the Riverlions within 3. As we see Big Sam Muldrow come in, he'll take off Carl Hall.
7-0 run now for the Riverlions.
Lucius will bring it up the floor. Tim Mitchell on the inside. That shot deflected away by Muldrow. I believe a foul called. That one on Kirk Williams Jr. Tim Mitchell at the line. He'll shoot a pair. First one drops from Mitchell. Second shot coming. Averaging 9.2 points per game this season. Averages 46% at the line. Second shot for Mitchell. Makes 1 of 2 on that trip. Offensive rebound there by Lucius. Now working on Amardi, passed it off Story. He'll fire a 3. So they end up getting 4 points off the free throw if you count the offensive rebound.
Well, right, it was down to 3 points, and it's right back to 7 for the Moncton Miracles. You know, this quarter looks like it could be a really important quarter for the River Lions as it decides how this game is going to go.
Kirk Williams Jr. can't get the baby hook to go. Back the other way in a hurry comes Lucius. Pass off to Story. He'll fire a 3. And the Moncton Miracles are making it rain from downtown right now. Corey, he'll head to the net, puts the shot up, can't get it to fall. Back the other way comes Story. Story passes it off. Johnson for 3. That one too far. Kirk Williams Jr. with the board. He'll come back the other way in a rush. Kirk Williams Jr. right to the net. Lost control of the ball there. As Joe Rocca and Josiah Moore check into the game.
So Joe Rocca had a tricky, not the best weekend out east, but it was his first time with the River Lions. So, finally back here in the Lions Den, a little bit more comfortable. Sight lines you're more familiar with. I wouldn't be surprised to see his three-point shooting tick up here.
Yeah, we talked about how much of a threat he was from downtown for the Carleton Ravens.
Right.
Especially, in the U Sports Championships, they took out the Brock Badgers. So maybe a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? Animosity towards him here in St. Catharines.
I was at that game, and Joe Rocca and the Carleton Ravens, really dominant performance. And so going on, of course, to win the national championship, although they didn't win the Ontario championship.
2 years in a row they've done that now. Lose to Ryerson and then beat him in the final. Sam Muldrow following a big block, passes it off to Josiah Moore. Moore heads to the net, finger roll. That one deflected away.
That was a good defensive play. Active hands by the Moncton Miracles.
To the net, Story loses the handle. That one out of bounds. It'll be River Lion ball. Tydron Beatty gets set to check into the game.
Great job by Joe Rocca. That wasn't his man, but he stuck with him all the way around and didn't foul and forced the ball to go out of bounds.
Nick O'Corey directing traffic for the River Lions. River Lions stuck 10. Moves it off to Joe Rocca. Rocca up top. Inside to Rocca now.
There's a
to
play.
Moore. Kirk Williams Jr. to the net. Tough basket. Can't get it to go. As Joe Moore was looking for the putback dunk. I believe the foul will be called there, so it'll be Kirk Williams Jr. heading to the line. Beatty picking up the foul. Kirk Williams Jr., leading scorer for the River Lions, 16.5 points per game through 36 games this season. The only River Lion to play every game this year. He makes the first of 2, shooting 65% on the year. Second shot for Kirk Williams Jr. Makes them both on that trip. Tyrell Tate checking in for the Miracles, number 42. Lucius, watched by Moore, shakes him off, pass to the inside. Pump fake there by Genty, and Big Sam sends that one to the second row. The block won't count though, as that one called to travel. O'Corey up the floor, passes it off to Rocca, now to Moore. Gives it to Kirk Williams Jr. Pass down low for Rocca. Rocca posting up, they're going to call him for the charge on that one.
That's a tough break, but good heads-up defense if you got Joe Rocca where you want him and he gives you that little bit of push. Good job by Lucius to take advantage of it and force the turnover.
And you can't say it too often, but Joe Rocca, the bigger guy in that situation, he gets around the floor quite quickly, but Lucius, it's a small guy, and, he saw the advantage there. He knew what the refs would be looking for and took advantage of it. Big Sam passes it off to Josiah Moore.
Curious moment there about Big Sam having to take the ball off the court a little bit. Not something we see too often.
That nice little crossover there.
That's right, his ball handling skills. Good job by the big man.
Nick O'Corey looking for the circus shot. Can't get it to go. I thought the Globetrotters were here yesterday.
It's so funny because that ball looks so small in Big Sam Muldrow's hands.
Kearney. He'll fire a 3. That one doesn't drop. Kearney spent some time with the Windsor Express earlier on this season. Played a couple of games here at the Meridian Center. Off to Rocca. Rocca trying to spin off a man, now heads to the net, steps back past the Big Sam. Kirk Williams Jr. looking for Rocca. That one deflected. 9 on the shot clock. Pass down low for Josiah Morris. He, I believe, took a forearm to the face there in midair. Looks like that foul is going to go to Kearney. 25-17, the Moncton Miracles lead over the Niagara River Lions. Josiah Moore on the line to shoot a pair. Gets the first one to fall. Moore, his rookie season in professional basketball. Oakville native, knocks down the second.
That's with the Texas A&M product, or Texas Tech.
Nope, you're close.
Let me try again.
Tennessee Tech.
Ooh.
All these techs, I know, they're throwing me
Well,
off
Tennessee
too.
Tech is the superior technical institute. So
Well, don't tell Nick O'Corey that, because he went to Texas Tech.
Well, big three-pointer there by Josiah Moore. Back to a three-point game. Good job by the River Lions here, really sticking with it and grinding things out.
Joe Rocca draws a charge on the other end there. Went down hard on that one, but got the foul.
And that's why how important are additions like Joe Rocca, really willing to do everything he can for this team. And one guy that we haven't talked about yet, hasn't had a lot of playing time so far this since he's joined the team. But Matt Marshall has done such a good job in bringing a positive energy to a team that has faced a lot of adversity this season. Obviously the River Lions season has not gone the way that this team wanted it to go. And obviously there have been a lot of changes, injuries, coaching changes, team changes. But Matt Marshall is the first guy, if you watch this bench for this River Lions team, he's the first guy up cheering his team on every single time. And one of the things he talked about to me was how important it was to have that positive attitude, be seen as a guy that wants to build his teammates up.
Jump ball there. Nice hustle play by Nick O'Corey.
Great hustle play by Nick O'Corey. Moncton Miracles are going to get the ball with the arrow in their direction, but now moving forward, it's going to be the River Lions ball, next jump ball. So good job by Nick O'Corey, putting a little pressure on at the end of this quarter. We'll see if the River Lions are able to get a stop.
Lucius heads to the net, kicks it out to the corner. Kearney going to call it travel there, and Molkeski's not happy about that at all. A lot of travels in this game.
Well, of course, the Moncton Miracles traveled a long way to get here, and so...
On the inbound, O'Corey's got a shot at the buzzer beater if he wants it from half court. That one too strong. We've seen O'Corey knock down a couple of buzzer beaters.
How often, though, do you see a half-court shot too strong from the chest? What a shot.
I don't know about you. I've never hit the shot clock on a half-court shot.
It's never been a problem for me.
I can barely hit the bottom of the mesh.
Great job by the River Lions here, facing adversity. Just like they face adversity this season, they face adversity here in the first quarter, trailing by 10 points, trailing by 7 points twice. This team's done a good job of digging themselves out of that and now sit just 3 points behind, 25-22.
It was like a pretty good first quarter for the River Lions. The defense was all right, 25 points allowed, 22 points with them. So the River Lions have to go on a couple of runs to get back into it. I think once Joe Rocca came into the game, he didn't necessarily score any points, but his presence out there on both ends of the floor really helped.
Well, that's right. And with a guy like Joe Rocca, that he has that great three-point shooting ability. So whether he's got the ball or not, you have to stick a defender on him so closely. And so good job by the River Lions. The one thing I don't think that they did really well in that first quarter was really be comfortable in their own offense, and so they did a good job defensively. I think the Moncton Miracles were stuck on 25 points for a little while there, so good job of locking things down defensively. Let's see if they're able to be a little bit more comfortable and run their sets on offense here in the second quarter.
Teams filing back out onto the court. Taking a look at the box score here after the first quarter, it's Josiah Moore leading the way in points for the River Lions. 5 points. He had all 5 of them in a row. A couple of free throws and a big three-pointer. A couple of River Lions of 4 points. Kirk Williams Jr., Sam Muldrow, and Carl Hall.
And Nick O'Corey, 2 points, 4 assists. O'Corey played all 12 minutes of that first quarter, just like Corey Lucius did for the Moncton Miracles, who has 5 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. But it's Melvin Johnson III with 9 points that's leading all scorers here at the end of the first quarter. Malik Story has 6. So for the River Lions perspective, tough night, 2 for 9 from 3-point range there in the first quarter. The Moncton Miracles shooting an impressive 5 for 10. So really good 3-point shooting from the Miracles, poor 3-point shooting from the River Lions, which is something we have seen a lot this season. So let's see if the River Lions focus on where they've had success tonight, and which is inside the paint. If you take away that 3-point shooting, they're 6 for 15. So a little bit of a better clip from inside the paint. We'll see what they're able to do here in the second.
Sam Muldrow collects the inbound, gives it off to Tyler Murray. Sereno Kogali caught up with the coaching staff of the River Lions. Between quarters there, Serene, what do they have to say to you?
Well, assistant coach Elliott was saying that they need to get some good looks in transition for sure and take early control of the game, because this is a crucial game for the River Lions, and as well as take away all the 3 balls from Moncton.
That's right, 5 for 10 from deep. The Miracles were in that first quarter, and the River Lions going to have to. We've seen them have obviously the most success this season when they push the ball down the court and don't let the opposing team get into their defense. So a lot of success in transition by this team. We'll see if they're able to get back to that transition offense here in the second quarter. And of course, we know that the River Lions have that most successful offense when their good defense leads to good offense, and they're able to collect those defensive rebounds and really get out. One of the things this team struggled with during the road trip out east this weekend was too many offensive rebounds allowed. And those offensive rebounds not only give the opposing team too many choices, but it stops you from being able to run the ball out and get down the offense in a hurry.
Big Sam knocks down 2 free throws, makes it a 1-point game. Josiah Moore back the other way now. In a rush to the net, Josiah Moore gives the River Lions the lead.
What a comeback for this team. Real strong, great coming back after trailing by 10 points. Now a 1-point lead. Great bucket there by Josiah Moore in transition.
Beatty heads to the net, runs into a man, gives it off to the corner. 3-pointer on the way, that one off. Ball is loose. A couple of players run for it. Big Sam comes up with it, gives it off to Kirk Williams Jr. Now Josiah Moore. Moore back to Kirk. Williams Jr. Big Sam for 3. Can't get it to fall. Rebound, Kearney had a hand on it. It hit the bottom of the rim and out, but Kearney comes up with it. To the net now, pass inside. Beatty can't get the end one, but he draws the foul. It looks like it'll be Big Sam taking that one. Tyler Murray trying to claim that foul, as we've seen him do so much this season.
And it's one of the things I talked to Tyler Murray this weekend about that. We were having dinner together, and I said, Tyler, always hands up, no matter where you are in the court. And he said, Zach, I try and do anything I can to help my team, no matter where I am on the court, no matter what I'm doing. If anything I can do will help the team, if putting my hand up and collecting a foul that's not mine helps this team, then that's what I'm going to do.
Has it ever worked? Did you ask him that?
It has worked. He said, you'd be surprised, if the ref not necessarily, you put your hand up right away, hey, that was mine, sometimes they'll give it to you, so not a bad look.
Not many guys in this league try to get fouls, but Tyler Murray is one of the few. Inbound pass to Kirk Williams Jr. Now to Tyler Murray. Expect to see a lot of playing time from Murray in this one. River Lions, 3 Canadians on the court. Rocca passed off to Josiah Moore. Moore heads to the net behind the back. Dribble to Rocca. He'll fire a 3. That one too short for Joe Rocca. Kearney, nice pass inside. Nice finish at the net there by Beatty. 3-point game, River Lions stuck 3. Tyler Murray takes a look, pass off to Muldrow. Kirk Williams Jr. fires a 3 and ties the game.
Kirk Williams Jr. now with 5 points of his own to go along, or 7 points, to go with his 2 rebounds. Big bucket there, and when Kirk Williams Jr. is firing from 3-point range, there's not a lot you can do to stop it.
That pass by Beatty went off the arm of Tyler Murray. Now a battle for the ball. Joe Rocca got a hand on it, but just slips out of his hand.
River Lions doing everything they can to force that turnover. 2 guys almost forced the turnover. Moncton able to regain the ball, and then another bump out of possession, and it goes out of bounds. So tough break there for the Niagara River Lions, doing everything they can on defense.
The River Lions don't come up with the ball, but that's the kind of defense you like to see. Getting a hand in the lane. We saw Tyler Murray got his whole arm in the lane, and then Joe Rocca almost with the steal there.
That's right, good active hands, and we've seen good active hands by the Moncton Miracles already tonight, so good defense by the River Lions.
Tyler Murray up the floor. He'll head right to the net. Murray draws the foul. Not too often you see Tyler Murray get ahead of Steven head to the net.
Well, I think that's probably one of those things that this coaching staff was talking about, was get down the court quickly and don't let that team set themselves and really push the ball into the paint. Too often we see this River Lions team settle for those 3-point shots that aren't the best looks. Not settling tonight.
It'll be River Lions ball on the sideline. Murray trying to say he was shooting. Doesn't look like the officials are buying it. Murray on the inbound. Josiah Moore circles up top. Joe Rocca collects it. Rocca circles. Gives it to Moore. He'll fire a three. That one rims out for Josiah Moore. Offensive board, Big Sam.
Great defensive, or great presence by Sam Muldrow, forcing the offensive rebound.
Josiah Moore, inside pass to Joe Rocca. I think 4 Moncton Miracles went up for that.
Yeah, everybody was up in the air. Joe Rocca staying strong. He's going to go to the line for 2 free throws.
I've never seen 4 guys go up for a shot at once, all on the same team. If you want to stop a guy from scoring, no free throws there, just out of bounds they're going to call it. Josiah Moore to Joe Rocca.
So what was the call?
I believe it was Rocca took the shot, it went off somebody and out of bounds. Shot up, another offensive board for the River Lions. Inside pass, Kirk Williams Jr. Can't get the tough shot to go, and that one's a shooting foul.
Man, when Kirk Williams Jr., a big guy, when he's coming down the court at full speed, it takes a lot to get in front of him, so good defense present there by the Miracles, forcing KWJ to go to the line.
We see Richard Amardi checking into the game. Ryan Edgem will check in as well for Kirk Williams Jr. following the 2 shots.
So it looks like Edgem will make his River Lions debut here at home.
Brother of Melvin Edgem, played on our national team at the Pan Am Games. Also a former Carleton Raven, so we would have played with Joe Rocca as well. Second shot for Kirk Williams Jr. Amardi comes into the game. He took off Rocca. Kirk makes both on that shot as Edgem checks in.
Checking into the game, making his River Lions debut, number 8, Ryan Jones.
Edgem comes in. He'll have to guard Beatty. It's Tate with the ball, hands it off. Johnson gives it right back to Tate. Pass up top, Johnson. Amardi working on him. Johnson step back. That one's a 3. Doesn't fall. Rebound is up. Edgem comes up with his first rebound as a River Lion.
Making his presence already, getting on the board. Look at this hustle by Edgem.
Edgem now firing a shot. That one just off.
Oh, could you imagine that got in? What an incredible starting sequence. Big hustle by Edgem. Oh, and up and down the court. You know, it's at this point in the season, you know, the season, like we said, didn't go the way you want it. How great is it to see guys hustle, want to be here?
Rich Amardi to the net. Gets the and 1. We saw that out east quite a bit. The speed of Rich Amardi, not just flat out speed, but getting up to speed is so impressive.
You all want to win, put Amardi in. Good bucket there by Richard Amardi, pushing himself down the court. And you know what, sort of putting his head down and saying, I am getting to the basket no matter what happens. Great job by Amardi, getting the 3-point play. Biggest lead of the River Lions tonight, 34-29.
And I believe also, don't quote me on this, a River Lions record, 4 Canadians on the court right now. I'm not sure if this is a team record, but they're pretty close. The only American on right now is Big Sam Muldrow.
Pushing foul call underneath on River Lions number 4, Tyler Murray.
Tyler Murray picking up a foul.
Definitely record. I'm sure of it. NBL Canada record.
I don't know about NBL Canada.
Tying the NBL Canada record. And if I'm wrong,
I don't know if Audley can hear us.
someone
I
will
know
let
he's
us
at
know.
the game today. I don't know if he's listening. Question is, do we get all 5? We've got 8 Canadians in the game tonight, which I know for sure is a River Lion record. I'm not sure about a league record. Anyways, Tyler Murray, he'll fire his 3. That one out. Beatty comes down with the board. Beatty now heads to the net, bobbles the ball. Edgem looking for the steal, battling. Big Sam Muldrow comes up with it.
Right through the legs.
Past the alley-oop. Richard Amardi with the big 2-hand slam.
Right through the legs, Sam Muldrow.
I guess the Harlem Globetrotters stick around for an extra day here in Niagara. What a play. And then a block by Big Sam as he comes down with it. River Lions now up 5. They're feeling it right to the net. Tyler Murray passes off Amardi. The triple. Gets it to go.
8-point lead. Timeout here by the Moncton Miracles.
The Niagara River Lions are feeling it right now in the Lions Den. This crowd is into it. The River Lions are into it, and the River Lions have an 8-point lead. Zach, I don't think we've seen a sequence like that all season.
You know, and all of a sudden things go in the River Lions' way here, and it's really a result of the strength and resiliency that this team is shooting. You know, they're not messing around. They're here to play, and they're here to do business. They know it's do or die, and they're really sticking their nose to the grindstone here and getting things done. Big quarter here by the River Lions. Just 22 points in that first quarter. Now 17 already in the first 5 minutes of the second quarter. Great job.
I never thought in my life I would say a between-the-legs pass from Big Sam to Tyler Murray, then he'll alley-oop it to Richard Amardi. But here we are.
You know, earlier in the game we were talking about there's Sam Muldrow using his ball handling skills to carry the ball up a little bit before he's able to find a guard. Another situation just the same.
And then coming back the other way, another triple for the River Lions, extending the lead to, I believe now 8 points, the largest lead of the night for Niagara. A great sequence, and Paul Mulkeski forced to call a timeout there. I don't think he really had a decision.
Well, especially, of course, we're 1 minute away from the media timeout here in the second quarter, but great job by the River Lions, sticking with it, playing strong basketball, playing to their strengths, and not playing out of their game. You know, how often have we seen this team settle for shots that aren't that great, let open looks happen on defense? None of that happening here tonight against the Miracles.
It'll be Russell Bird on the inbound for the River Lions. Shocker, they're sticking with the same lineup. Brian Edgem, Josiah Moore, Tyler Murray, Sam Muldrow, and Richard Amardi. Lucius back the other way. Kearney to the net. He's being watched by Josiah Moore. Nice defense there by Moore, but he's called for the foul. Kearney will shoot a pair.
River Lions foul call number 23, Josiah Moore. His first foul, team's third.
Carl Hall checks into the game.
Substitution checking back in the game, number 34, Carl Hall. On the line for Moncton, Brandon Kearney.
Kearney at the line. Gets the first one to fall, second shot coming. Kearney, an 80% shooter on the season from the line. 23 games with the Moncton Miracles, as we mentioned. He was with the Windsor Express a little bit earlier on this season. Tyler Murray collects the inbound. Murray, some nice moves, gives it off to Edgem. Now to Moore. Moore pump fakes the pass, gives it to Amardi. Amardi's got a man on him, Edgem sets the pick. Amardi gets the switch, now Bird watching him. Amardi to the net. Count the basket and one for Rich Amardi as he's on a roll. 7 points in a row now for the Scarborough native.
Richard Amardi putting this team on his back. You know, he had a big game on Sunday against the Cape Breton Highlanders. Unfortunately for that game, a really tough outing for the River Lions, led by 16 points midway through the third quarter and then lost by more than 10 points down the stretch. So a really tough game, but Richard Amardi played a big role and really looked to be putting his team on his back and doing everything he can. And we're seeing more of that today by the Scarborough native, former Oregon Duck.
Oregon, a lot of Canadians coming out of that program. One of them, I believe 2 of them declaring for the NBA draft this year, Dylan Brooks being one of them. And Amardi, he was really part of that first group of Canadians that went to the Oregon Ducks, him and Kitchener-Waterloo Titans' Jason Calise.
You know, Matt, that's not something I've talked about too much publicly this year, but I too will be entering the NBA draft this year and making myself eligible. So if anybody needs a 5'7" player that can't shoot or dribble,
that's what I might declare too. I'm the height of a point guard, the weight of a power forward, so I'm pretty versatile as Edgem picks up the pass. Gives it off to Josiah Moore. Moore, a nice move ahead right to the net, banks it in. Josiah Moore feeling it tonight.
Good patience by Moore, a couple big buckets in the paint for number 23.
Lucius to the net, passes that one off. Josiah Moore diving for the ball, gets it to Tyler Murray. River Lions now back the other way in a rush. Murray tangled up there, tried to get the shot off, or they're going to give him the continuation. I'm not sure about that one. He sold a lot.
Well, we'll call it a makeup call. He knew that he was wrapped up, and so he decided to go up for the bucket.
Jamo Clark checking into the game now for the River Lions. He'll take off Josiah Moore. So we stay at 4 Canadians on the court. Jamo Clark, the all-time leading scorer in the OCAA. That's Ontario Collegiate Sports for men's basketball. Played 4 years at Durham College, 1 year with George Brown. And his team eliminated Keith Vassell's Niagara College Knights in this year's OCAA championship.
That's right. It's one of those things that Jomo and I were talking about on the road trip this past weekend. Hey, Jomo, I saw you went to Durham College. You had a little bit of success. Oh, yeah. No. I did okay. Oh, you look up afterwards, the all-time leading scorer in Canadian collegiate basketball. So,
you did okay.
Yeah, I did okay.
He actually, I believe, broke that record in the last regular season game of the season this year for George Brown. You know, he had a 50-point performance earlier on in the year, and that's really hard to do in a 40-minute game in college, especially considering he probably didn't play the entire 40 minutes. The guy's a scorer. He's about 6'3", 6'4", and he can dunk like no tomorrow, so he's definitely a fun guy to watch. He's a very consistent scorer. Bird fires the three, that one off, rebounded by Carl Hall. Tyler Murray puts that one inside for Edgem, almost ended up in the bottom of the net.
It looks like the Miracles are going to get called for a foul, though, and at this point, they've got 17 fouls, so Riverline's going to go to the line in the bonus now down the stretch. 4 minutes, 42 seconds, a long time to be in the bonus. Riverline's still holding on to that 7-point lead. Let's see if they're able to take advantage of this.
Olkeski not happy with that foul. It'll be Edgem at the line.
Paul McKeskey still a towering 7 feet tall. Towering over those referees as he demands an explanation.
Edgem makes 1 of 2, gets his first point as a River Lion there. Extends the lead to 10 points now for Niagara. Bird passes off to Mitchell. Working around a man, Story. That circus pass was off. Amardi guarding his man on the perimeter. Johnson fires a long 2, that one off. Nice defense there by Amardi. Amardi passed down low for Hall. He's bumped, can't get the shot to go. Carl Hall now battling for the ball, diving. Tyler Murray comes up with it. Gonna call a foul there, I believe, on Mitchell. They originally called the foul on number 22, Black, but there's no number 22 on Moncton. And then they realized it's the white team that got the foul. Jamo Clark picking up that one.
Another River Lions debut with Dunkley checking into the game.
Ricardo Dunkley, a Ryerson Graham alumni. Also played at George Brown College, however, before Jamo Clark did.
And you know, this is another example of the opportunities that this league presents. Dunkley just a week ago, working at his job at LA Fitness, now playing professional basketball. We hear that in the NFL sometimes, there's those great stories. But you know, you stay in shape and you keep yourself in the best athletic shape of your life, and all of a sudden these opportunities are going to come knocking. So big chances for the Niagara River Lions and the rest of the players and the league teams in this league, providing opportunities for Canadians that wouldn't have had it otherwise. So
Mitchell at the line, first free throw was short. A lot of arc on Mitchell's free throw shot. Second shot for Mitchell. As I mentioned, it's about 46% on the year. Can't make either on that trip. Amardi pulls down the board, gives it to Dunkley. Dunkley calls for Carl Hall, gets him. Dunkley fires a 2. That one off.
Oh, tripped over the half-court line there.
Might just be a little bit of rust there. The
Maybe
3 the other way. Malik Story knocking down that 3. Pass off to Edgem. Now to Amardi, 10 on the shot clock. Amardi fires the 3. That one rims out. Carl Hall up for the board. Ajamo Clark comes down with it to Amardi to the net. Misses that dunk. That would have been, I think, dunk of the year for the River Lions, but he draws the foul ahead to the line.
Well, Amardi jumping all over all 9 players, all of them in the paint there. Really good job by him. You know, this is what we've talked about with Amardi, putting this team on his back, doing everything he can. Big attempt there. He's going to go to the line for 2 shots.
That was crazy. I've never seen somebody try to jump over 2 teams at once. Rich Amardi at the line shooting 2 for probably the most exciting foul we've seen this season.
It's one of those fouls that I don't think somebody intentionally reached up and got him, but when you're going over 9 players,
someone's got to take a foul.
You're going to bump into somebody.
I don't know about you. I've never gone over 9 people at once. I've never even gone over 1 person at once.
Nope.
Second shot for Amardi. Makes 1 of 2 on that trip. Lucius back the other way. He's watched by Dunkley. Lucius to the net. Passes off. Kearney for 3. Gets it to fall.
Back to
Don't
a
look now,
5-point
yeah.
game.
5-point lead. Dunkley in transition. Passes off to Amardi. Amardi to the net, behind the back, step back, takes the 2. Can't get that one to drop.
You know, it didn't go, but great job by Richard Amardi creating space for himself. And, you know, Richard Amardi, not only, if you were to forget that Richard Amardi was Canadian and just say he's an American player, he's still such an important part of this team and
he's
such a good player in this league.
A lot of times, you know, you see a guy, you know he's only in the league because he's Canadian. Richard Amardi, I don't think is the case because he's so athletic, he's so fast, and he's got such a nice scoring touch.
No, that's what I was going to say. And, you know, in terms of, you know, best Canadian in the league, I think Richard Amardi is definitely one of the best Canadians in this league, and he's a guy that's going to have a job in the NBL Canada for a long time.
Pass off, rebound there, and Nick Okori picks it up. Kirk Williams Jr. to the net. That one swatted away, but they're going to say out of bounds.
Yeah, it looks like the River Lions are going to get the ball back, but that was the active hands by the Moncton Miracles forcing that ball out of bounds. Really good job on the defensive end there. Playing smart, not hard.
Pass off to Amardi behind the back to the net. That one poked away from him.
Amardi looking for the foul call on that play.
You got to hurry and get out of the paint, though. That could be a 3-second call. The official's not giving the River Lions any calls in the paint tonight. Pass off, Kearney in the corner, the triple. That one looking just like the one he took a few minutes ago. Back the other way comes Amardi. Pass off to Okori, now to Dunkley.
He calls Carl Hall out to set a pick.
Dunkley inside, that one picked off. Up the floor to Kearney. As Kearney lays it in.
Back to a 1-possession game, 46-43. River Lions have led by as many as 8 points. It was 39-31 with 7 minutes to go in this quarter.
An 8-1 lead, or an 8-1 run is diving for the ball. There's Okori. Somebody trips over him. Jump ball. I believe that one will be River Lions possession.
Yeah, it looks like the Miracles are going to get called for a foul on that play.
Some tough calls both ways for the officials. Mokeski not happy with that one. Minute 4 remaining here.
So jump ball arrow remains the River Lions' way. A minute left in this half. River Lions holding on to that 3-point lead.
It looks like it'll be Okori shooting too. I'm not sure as now he walks away from the free throw line. He looks to be in a little bit of pain after that last play. First shot for Okori, that one doesn't fall. So Okori seems to be in a bit of pain. He was landed on by a player. I guess that might be what did it. Second shot for Nick Okori. Josiah Moore getting set to check in. Moore takes off Amardi. Josiah Moore back in now for Niagara. Lucius, that pass deflected. Bird comes up with it. Lucius gets it back. Pass down low. That one swatted away. Tyler Murray gets it, draws the foul. Moncton, they're getting all kinds of fouls here.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, we'll have to see at halftime, but they had those 17 fouls with about 4.5 minutes to go in the quarter.
And I know they don't put the score clock above 7, but you got to think they're around 10-11 now.
Yeah, sometimes I wish that they did, but so you'd have a better idea of where things really stood. But call's not going the Miracles' way here in the second.
First shot for Tyler Murray is good. Melvin Johnson will come in. He'll take off Brendan Kearney. Tyler Murray makes both on that trip.
Tyler Murray, good, solid free throw shooter, both this season and his career in the NBL Canada.
Should be mentioned, he's the all-time three-point percentage leader at Wagner College for the Seahawks, too. And considering he played his entire collegiate career there, that tells you something about his consistency. As another foul was called there, head coach Keith Vassell doesn't like that one. It's not too often you see Keith Vassell get very animated.
Not anymore. Of course, we know Keith Vassell from years previous, before he even got to Niagara College, was a fired-up individual on the sidelines, a fired-up member of Team Canada as a basketball player, and a really good coach here on the sidelines for the Niagara Riverline. Tyler Murray, of course, Wagner College, right downtown New York City. I had the opportunity to play there for 4 years before graduating and playing for the London Lightning, and then 2 seasons out with the Moncton Miracles. And now a proud member of the Niagara River Lions.
Second shot from Melvin Johnson. Gets both to go. Corey. Behind the back, nice pick there by Hall. Corey can't get the shot to go. Kirk Williams Jr. with the offensive board. Inside pass to Hall.
Yeah, what a sequence there for Carl Hall, as he laid a huge pick into Story.
Yeah, Malik Story.
And then Hall went to go up. It looked like he was going to get, or, you know, it looked like a foul from here, but referee saw it differently, saw it was all ball, and so Tyler Murray's going to inbound the ball from the sideline, or from the baseline.
Murray on the inbound. He's got to get it in quickly. They're going to call a 5-second violation there. Murray just no options. Good job there by Moncton, the swarming defense.
Timeout here for the Moncton Miracles. This is what you call it. If you don't use it, you lose it timeout.
And they're going to use it.
That's the second best option. Or the best option.
I don't know. I've always believed, like, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
But sometimes if you have a timeout, it doesn't really hurt to call it, especially 21.1 seconds
Well, of course,
remaining.
Matt, you know, I had the opportunity to go to the Symphony last night. The Niagara Symphony Orchestra was playing at the First Ontario Performing Arts Center right downtown here in St. Catharines, Ontario. And I had the opportunity to use one of my favorite jokes: if it's not Baroque, don't fix it.
Zach Dadson, the best puns in the NBL Canada, and I'll vouch for you over anybody in this league. This
You know, it's so weird. On Wednesday night, I was trying to watch the Orangeville A's game. I logged on. I went to go watch the game.
Here it comes.
But I couldn't see the Orangeville A's. I could only see the opposing team playing against Orangeville. And Orangeville won that game, apparently, but I wasn't able to see them on the court.
Huh.
Do you know what was going on with that? I thought at first it was my laptop, but then I put it on the television.
I think it might have been camouflage jerseys.
Camouflage jerseys.
We had them here last game.
Really?
Yeah, I know. You only saw half that game, too, I guess.
We were wearing. I kept wondering. I mean, I was wondering where we were. Here we are, though.
21.1 seconds remaining. Zach Dadson can see both teams on the court right now. It'll be the River Lions and the Moncton Miracles. It's Moncton ball on the inbound. It'll be interesting to see if they go for a quick 2 or maybe the buzzer beater.
Well, that's right. You know, at this point in the game, they're 4 points down. They've done a good job of sticking back with the River Lions in this quarter, and the River Lions have done a good job defensively limiting the Windsor Express to just 20 points here in the second quarter. The River Lions have 27 of their own, so outscoring the Miracles by 7 points here. Let's see if they're able to get a stop in this last possession.
Lucius up the floor. Passes that one off to Story. Zone defense by the River Lions here. Story back to Lucius. 3 to go. Lucius got to hurry. Fires the shot. Deep 3. That one's short. And the River Lions head in the half with a 49-45 lead over the Moncton Miracles. We'll be back with second half action in about 15 minutes. At the half, it's the Niagara River Lions leading over the Moncton Miracles 49-45. The big lead at halftime for Niagara, I guess, big, metaphorically speaking, it's only a 4-point lead. A big quarter, though, by Rich Amardi. He had 12 points in that second quarter. Matt Latour, Zach Dadson on the call, and Sereno Kogali on the sideline. Sereno, you talked to the coaching staff during the half. What did they have to say?
So they were saying for the third quarter, they're expecting, they don't want any turnovers. Good transition defense is key, and as well as some great looks. They were getting some great looks in the first half, so they need to keep the pace going. Some good D, and they should be just fine.
We saw a lot better looks, Serene, in the second quarter than we did in the first. The first quarter kind of looked like they were forcing some shots. The second quarter, we saw the open looks. We saw a lot more three-pointers. Thank you very much, Sereno Kogali on the sidelines. Great job, as always, Matt Latour and Zach Dadson on the call. Third quarter action just about ready to get underway here from the Meridian Center. Leading the way, scoring for Niagara, it's Richard Amardi. He's got 15 points, as I mentioned, 12 of those in that second quarter. 9 points for Josiah Moore and 9 points for Kirk Williams Jr. A great quarter there for Josiah Moore. We've seen the improvement of him over the season really go up so much. This is a guy who sometimes didn't check into games, and now he's playing, pretty healthy minutes on this team. And it'll be interesting to see how much he plays down the stretch for the River Lions. We saw Ricardo Dunkley play quite a bit as well. Majamo Clark saw some run. Matt Marshall didn't check into the game, but I assume it'll be pretty soon before we see him. He's been pretty good. 49-45, the River Lions up over the Moncton Miracles. A must-win game for the River Lions. In this one, they need Orangeville to lose out the remainder of the season, and then they need to win the remainder of their games. It starts tonight against the Moncton Miracles. It'll be Malik Story starting out for the Moncton Miracles to start the third quarter. I see Lucius out there as well. Russell Bird, Tim Mitchell, and it looks like Melvin Johnson. For the River Lions, it looks like Nick Okori, Tyler Murray, Carl Hall, Sam Muldrow, and Richard Amardi. So the starting lineup back out there for Niagara to start this second half. We're just about ready to go underway. The River Lions won the opening tip in the game, so it'll be Moncton ball. Bird on the inbound, he'll give it to Lucius. Lucius now with it. Okori watching him. Story takes a look. Shot clock half over, 12 seconds remaining. Lucius inside pass to Mitchell. Finishes on that dunk. We saw him miss the dunk in the first half. Zach, it looks like he wanted to hurt the rim on that one. Well,
and big offensive first possession there for the Moncton Miracles. The River Lions, this third quarter is where things have not gone well for this team in the last little while. So if they're able to have a strong third quarter here, let's see if they're able to hold on. Don't forget, their last game against the Cape Breton Highlanders, they had a 16-point lead with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. They lost by more than 10. So good start here with Sam Muldrow getting fed inside and finishing. We'll see what this team's able to do.
That pass blocked by Rich Amardi, however, they're going to call it a kick ball as Bird gets set to inbound. Bird on the far sideline. Gives it to Lucius. Lucius watched by Okori, gives it to Bird, pump fakes the three, gets around his man Muldrow.
Muldrow getting lucky, not getting called for the foul on that one.
Rebound is up, offensive board there by the Miracles. Johnson, he'll fire a three. He was hot from the first half, hot in the second half.
He had all the time in the world for that one. Melvin now with 16 points. Leading all scorers. Richard Amardi, 15 points, 5 for 10 from the field in the first quarter, or the first half, sorry. Now 6 for 11 on a big three-pointer. He's got 18 points.
Amardi, 12 points in that second quarter. It's at the 18 on the night now. Nice finger roll there by Lucius. But if you're the River Lions, trading baskets at this point isn't a bad thing because you have the lead. Just don't let them go on a run.
No, that's right. We've seen this team be outscored a lot in the third quarter, so really important job here. Stick with it, hold things together, come out ahead here at the end of the third. If this team is able to go into the fourth quarter with the lead, I think they're going to be in good shape.
Okori's step back jumper, that one off. Transition out, Johnson loses the ball. They're going to call a foul there. That one on Carl Hall. Hall not happy with that one.
Carl Hall about the opposite of Tyler Murray. Tyler Murray Hands up no matter what. Call Hall. Who, me? Really? Really?
Why me?
That was on me.
He's still asking the ref. Pass inside to Tim Mitchell. He hands it off to Lucius. He's watched by Okori. Lucius now on the far side.
Tim Mitchell. Not, of course, Kim Mitchell.
No,
I got very excited about there for a second about some patio lanterns.
Another three there from Johnson. He's feeling it from beyond the arc. I believe his fourth three-pointer now.
Well, the Moncton Miracles now retaking the lead, 55-54. This is the moment of truth for the River Lions. Are they able to stick with this, withstand their run, and finish here? Big bucket inside by big man Carl Hall.
Count the basket and one for Hall. We've seen a couple of and ones. Hall not getting a whole lot of calls going his way in the first half. He got the first and one to open up the game. And then since then, he really got beat up underneath the net, but it's good to see him getting a call there. And finishing on the and one, we talked about how strong of a finisher Hall is. Can't get the three-point play to finish, though. As Bird comes down with the board. Back the other way comes Melvin Johnson. Talked about averaging 19 points per game nearly this season with the Miracles. He's their leading scorer.
And look at those long socks. Have you ever seen socks longer than that?
I don't think so.
Well, they must be doing something. Another big bucket there by the Miracles. 2-point lead for the road team.
Tyler Murray to the net. Pass up top to Muldrow. That one turned over. Back the other way comes
Johnson. That was tough. Carl Hall didn't have anywhere to go. Tried to pass it out.
That pass to Mitchell, now to Bird. He'll fire a three. That one right on line.
Scrambling here. I wouldn't be able to surprise if we saw Coach Keith Vassell call a timeout here soon if the Riverlines aren't able to get it back together.
Amardi working on Bird. Gets the switch, heads to the net. Amardi. That one off. Rebound, offensive board there for Big Sam Muldrow. He's had quite a few offensive boards here today. Hall up top. Murray now to Amardi. Doing the shot clock, chucks up to three. Resets the shot clock, but smart foul there to prevent the fast break by Nick Okori.
Substitution for the Riverlines, checking back in the game, number 31, Kirk Williams Jr.
Kirk Williams Jr. coming back into the game for Niagara.
Foul was called the Riverlines, number 2, Nick Okori. His first foul.
His first foul to Okori. Lucius on the far side. Inside pass, that one off a couple of hands. You're going to say last touch on the River Lions and out of bounds. So everybody's got a word here on who they think has the ball, and now they're going to say River Lions ball.
Well, Richard Amardi was sure, and he was right. He's having a good night.
I never knew Amardi was so persuasive. Mokeski looks to the kids in the front row, seeing if they have an explanation for that one. I don't think they did. Okori with the ball. Gets around a man, heads to the net. Okori the floater. Gets it to fall. Nick Okori so dangerous from all parts of the court.
Well, and we've talked about Nick Okori, one of the best three-point shooters in this league. Not having the best season from beyond the arc in a River Lions uniform, but also really able to get things done inside the paint. We've got a new shooting sleeve on Okori, so maybe that'll be the difference.
Big Sam with the big block. Three-pointer from Bird, that one off. Williams Jr. gives it off to Okori. Okori fakes the inside pass, gives to Muldrow. He'll give it to Kirk Williams Jr., and Kirk lays it in. Went up like he was going to dunk it and then just floated it in.
Sam Muldrow, another guy that's having a good night inside the paint. River Lions shooting just 7 for 19 from beyond the arc, so not too terrible, but not great, but having a lot of success inside the paint.
Melvin Johnson stays hot. It's a three-point lead now for the Miracle. Okori finds a lane to the net, puts the floater up. That one too short. Okori comes up with the ball while he's falling. Tyler Murray poked at it. Didn't say last touch off a Miracle and out of bounds, so River Lions ball and a smart heads-up play there by Tyler Murray.
River Lions had 10 offensive rebounds in the first quarter, or in the first half, sorry, to have 29 rebounds in total, but 10 offensive compared to the Moncton Miracles, just 6 offensive rebounds. The River Lions attempted 9 more field goal attempts than the Miracles. Miracles just 38, Moncton, or River Lions 47. Unfortunately for the River Lions, just 4 for 18 from three-point range.
Okori heads to the net. Kicks that one out to the corner. Amardi pump fakes the three. Steps back, fires one of his own. Richard Amardi, red hot today.
Richard Amardi from downtown Thorold and Scurditch Living getting it done. Another big bucket and a good rebound by the Canadian.
A good rebound. Back the other way comes Amardi. Pull up three. That one, big bounce. Can't get it to fall. Heat check there for Amardi.
Tie game, 63-63.
Pass off to Bird. Now to Lucius. Amardi watching him. Size mismatch here. Lucius gets around him. Heads to the net. Passes that one off. Okori diving. The hustle by the River Lions tonight is out of this world. You can tell they're playing for something.
Well, that's right. You know, this is a team with their backs against the wall. No more room for mistakes. No room for a loss. This team, to get in the playoffs, has to do something they have never done before. Win 4 games in a row.
Kirk Williams Jr. Nice move. Nice hesitation.
Great. That's right, Matt. Great hesitation. Great patience. Let the defense make their move first and take advantage of the opportunity that's presented itself. Great job there by Kirk Williams Jr. River Lions continuing to have success in the paint.
Lucius, nice move to the net. Puts up the circus shot. I believe they're going to give him the continuation. He'll shoot a pair.
Foul call underneath on the River Lions number 0, Richard Amardi. His third foul. Team's third. On the line for Moncton, Corey Lucius.
Lucius at the line. Pair of shots for him. Makes the first. Chance to tie the game now with a second free throw. Lucius ties it up at 65. Tyler Murray quickly now on the inbound. Gives it up to Nick Okori. Okori open lane to the net, diverts off to Kirk Williams Jr. for the lead. That one rims out. Rebound is loose. Johnson came up with it. Pass off. Bird fires the three. That one doesn't find the bottom of the bucket. Mitchell, the rebound. That one no good. Amardi back the other way in transition. Amardi right to the net. Layup. Can't get it to go. Muldrow looking for the putback. Lots of back and forth play here as Lucius fires a three. Takes the lead, 68-65. Tyler Murray. Back to the basket on Lucius. Big Sam Muldrow up top. Murray right to the net. Can't get it to go, but he'll step to the line. Tyler Murray looking very comfortable at this starting point guard spot. Zach, we saw him play the starting point guard a little bit earlier on in the year, but that was after stretches where he didn't really play a whole lot. Now you can tell he's much more comfortable, and it's definitely showing in his play.
Well, and you know, at a point in the season now where he's able to be much more comfortable with what his role is on this team and knows that if he has a bad quarter or a little bit of a bad play, he's not going to get benched and not see the court again. So he's able to really, you know, be comfortable on the court and play his own role. You're right, Matt. This is a guy that we have seen play. This is a guy that we've seen did not play coach's decisions a couple of times this season under Coach Gross-Nicole, and then it sort of seemed like when Coach Vassell took over, things really changed for the guy, and so much more opportunities that he faced, and when he had those opportunities, he took advantage of them, and now he's being rewarded down the stretch, starting in the River Lions backcourt.
His first game with Keith Vassell as head coach, he put up 18 points in a close loss to London, in London nonetheless, a building he used to play and won a championship there. And he's looked very comfortable under Keith Vassell ever since. River Lions right now stuck 68-65 to the Moncton Miracles. Well, it's been a very back and forth game. We saw Moncton hop out to a big lead early in this one, and then the River Lions had to fight back. They took themselves a 10-point lead, and then back the other way came the Miracles, tied it up, and now taking the 3-point lead. Filing in for the River Lions, it's Josiah Moore, Tyler Murray, Carl Hall, Nick Okori, and Kirk Williams Jr. Zach, you got an update on your claim in the first half. 4 Canadians on the court.
Wait, let me guess. I kind of feel like, was it the London Lightning?
They tied it, but the Brampton A's, coached by David Magley, once started 5 Canadians.
Wow, okay.
I went up to him during halftime because he's here tonight, and I said, hey, was 4 Canadians on the court a record? He looks at me and goes, no, I used to do that all the time. So Magley got us beat there, but the River Lions do have the record for most Canadians on a roster. The old record was 6 last year by the Orangeville A's. River Lions with 8 here tonight. 7 of the 8 already checking into this game.
Well, and so this is crunch time, this important third quarter. Like we talked about, the River Lions outscored here in the quarter, now trailing by 2 points, but Tyler Murray goes 0 for 2 from the line. It's going to be an important couple of minutes, or 1 for 2 from the line, sorry. It's going to be an important couple of minutes here as this River Lions team tries to hold on and go into the fourth with a lead. Of course,
Lucius
the
looks
Moncton
inside.
Miracles
That
trying.
pass picked off Murray. They're going to call the over and back there. Okeski not happy about that one. He's walked right out onto the court. And, you know, he's got a good case here. Tyler Murray did get a hand on that ball. Tyler Murray.
A lucky break for the River Lions there. We'll see if they're able to take advantage of it.
Corey's pass to the inside. That one off a foot of a Miracles player. Nice hustle play
What
there.
hustle by the Miracles. They're not, and look at that, Nico Corey getting called for a foul. And so Moncton Miracles getting rewarded for their hustle. They're going to get the ball and get to inbound sideline, near side. Inbound. You see, Matt, that's near side because that's, from the viewer's perspective, is closer to them.
I've never watched a River Lions home game from the comfort of my home, but I know that's the near side because the cameras are over there. So it's far, when the cameras are far side to us, it's near side to everyone else.
So if the cameras were behind us.
Well, then I don't know what the heck's going on then.
Big miss there. Nico Corey gets the rebound, and when the point guard gets the rebound, it allows his team to get right out into transition. We'll see what they're able to do here.
Josiah Moore up top for Kirk Williams Jr. River Lions stuck two.
Yeah.
KWJ can't get that one to fall.
Ran into a wall there of a defender.
Story kicks to Bird. Now Melvin Johnson, he'll head to the line, puts the floater up, banks it in.
You know, good things happen when you hit that white square on the blackboard. Good job by the Miracles.
Josiah Moore to Tyler Murray. River Lions now stuck four. Murray advances, he'll head straight to the net, kicks it to the corner, Josiah Moore. The triple. Josiah Moore feeling it from downtown.
Great pass by Tyler Murray. Really excellent job swinging the ball right across the court.
Pass inside, Nico Corey got it. Looked like he was going to shoot that one down the floor. Thought better of it. Corey gives it off to Murray. Rather, Moore can't get the three to go. Melvin Johnson, leading scorer this season for the Miracles, passes it off. Bird now with it. Over to Story. Story to Genty. Melvin Johnson, I don't think he jumped on that three-pointer. It looked like a regular foul shot for him, and he knocked it down. When you're hot, you're hot.
So 4-point lead now for the Miracles.
Nico Corey's got something to say about that. Makes it two.
Good things happen when you drive the paint. Good job by Nico Corey getting it done inside.
And let's get warmed up for the fourth quarter. How about a little defense? Defense.
Passes off, Bird inside, gets it right back. He'll fire a three. Can't knock that one down. Back the other way comes Chuck Murray. Murray off to Hall. Hall faces up, heads to the net, puts the shot up, banks it in right off that white circle.
Just like that, tie game, 73-73. Good use of the glass by Carl Hall.
Lucius, tie game. Just over 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Lucius inside pass for Genty. Tough basket there. Carl Hall draped all over him.
We saw those active hands in the second quarter. It would have been good to see those hands there. That ball took a long time to go through the paint on that pass. River Lions unable to disrupt it.
Murray heads to the net, kicks it out to Josiah Moore. He'll head to the net. Moore, tough layup. Josiah Moore, have yourself a night.
Give me more of that, Josiah Moore.
Story off to Bird. All tied up here once again in Niagara. Great matchup between these two teams, both of them fighting for playoff spots. Melvin Johnson diverts, kicks it to the inside. Genty goes up. And it looked like the foul was called right before the shot clock violation. So Gentile step to the line.
River Lions foul call number 34, Carl Hall. His third foul, team's fifth. Checking back in the game.
Third foul for Carl Hall.
Is number 7,
Joe Rocca comes in. He'll replace Tyler Murray.
On the line for Moncton,
Cornell Genty on the line for the Moncton Miracles. First shot for the lefty. Gets it to go. Second shot for the Toronto native. Makes both on that trip as Tydron Beatty will check into the game. Inbound to Nick Okori. Okori directing traffic. Picks up by Carl Hall. Okori right to the net, pushes off a man, banks it in.
Great patience by Nick Okori. Looked for the foul, didn't get it, but still solid job creating space for himself and being able to finish inside the paint. River Lions getting a lot done here. Still tied 77-77.
Foul call there, that one on Joe Rocca.
That's a tough call for Joe. You know, he tried to go straight up, did his best to just block and not get in the way. Unfortunately, unsuccessful in doing so. Kirk Williams Jr. doing a good job pulling those players together. That's something I love about Kirk Williams Jr. He does that all the time. Grabs his guys together, give them one of those solid Ray Lewis-style pep talks, and sends them right back out there.
Kirk Williams Jr., he's been a leader on this team, as we mentioned, the only River Lion to play in all 37 games now this season. Tyler Murray's just for all 37, but as we talked about, he had some DNPs earlier in the year. Kirk Williams Jr., a true leader on this team. And, you know, when you've been around the league this long, he used to play for the Oshawa Power, then Mississauga, made his way to Windsor, won a couple of championships there. So Corey puts up a floater. Kirk Williams Jr. got a hand on it, comes out with it, gives it up top. Josiah Moore pump fakes back to Kirk for three for the lead. That one off. As we talked about with Kirk, though, when you've been around the league this long, when you've seen as much as Kirk Williams Jr. has seen, you know, it's almost natural to be a leader.
Well, that's right. You know, and this is a guy who's over 30 years old, has seen a lot of success in this league, knows what you need to do to win championships. And Kirk Williams Jr., for all of the ups and downs that this River Lions team has had this year, is a really important part of this franchise, a really important leader on the court, and a really important leader off the court with this team.
And Kirk's like he's the one constant that the River Lions have had all year. You know he's going to go out and get his 15 points per game. Sometimes he gets his 30 points per game. He's had some great performances this year, and you know he's going to show up to compete every night.
You know, and always a good interview after the game, willing to tell you exactly what's going on with this team and what they need to do and where they need to be. And, you know, this team, like I said, ups and downs, and one of those downs we'll never forget, probably the quote of the season by Kirk Williams Jr., really giving good interviews and a solid guy to really lean on and be a leader in this locker room. And we see it off the court as a franchise, and we see it on the court when he pulls those guys together.
At the end of the third quarter, it's 81-77 for the Moncton Miracles. So, Zach, a big fourth quarter. The River Lions' playoff hopes in this fourth quarter are on the line. We talked about we need Orangeville to lose the rest of their games. They don't play till tomorrow. So if you're the River Lions, if you're Keith Vassell, tell your guys, focus on right now. That game tomorrow doesn't mean anything if you don't win this one.
Exactly, you know, and so it would have been interesting had the River Lions and the A's been playing at the same time, or had the A's played before this game. It might have been a different story, but you're right, you know, everything is still on the line for this River Lions team in this game. You can't control what Orangeville does. You can only control what you do, and that starts with a win here tonight. So it's going to be so important for this River Lions team. Quite literally, their season is on the line here heading into the fourth quarter. Can't hold anything back.
Stuck by 4, 81-77. The River Lions trailing right now to the Moncton Miracles. And what's been and Zach, if you look at this matchup compared to the first matchup of the season between these two teams, River Lions doing a much better job holding their own against Moncton.
Well, it looked like they did a better job in the third quarter, controlling their offense and really getting their offensive sets down, right? And being able comfortably to control and take advantage of breakdowns of the defense. So we saw a much better job of that. Unfortunately for the River Lions, what's different in the third quarter than what we saw in the second quarter was that the Moncton Miracles really took off offensively. So we need to see a better defensive output for the River Lions. Still solid offense, you know, really comfortable, let opportunities come to them on offense, but on defense, 36 points allowed in that third quarter is way too many points. And we've talked a lot this season about those important third quarters, and tonight was a perfect example of that. River Lions outscored by 8 points, 36-28 in that third quarter.
Just getting set to start the fourth quarter as we talk about, Zach. The season on the line for the River Lions. They need a big one. Rich Amardi, 21 points in the game now, 14 points for Josiah Moore, who has had arguably his best game of the season for Joe Moore.
Well, yeah, and I think the biggest thing, not only does Josiah Moore have 14 points, but getting it done so efficiently, just 5 for 8 from the field, 2 for 4 from three-point range, 14 points. Richard Amardi not only getting it done from the field, but still 6 rebounds to go along with those 21 points and a steal. River Lions have a lot left to do and a lot of work coming up here in the 12 minutes. I wouldn't be surprised to see a tighter rotation here down the stretch by this team as they try and do everything they can. This is the playoff quarter for the Niagara River Lions.
It's Kirk Williams Jr., Nick Okori, Joe Rocca, Carl Hall, and Josiah Moore who collects the pass. Moore takes a look, doesn't fire. Back to Okori, back to Moore. Moore inside to Kirk Williams Jr. That one deflected away from him. 5 on the shot clock. Kirk takes it right to the net, passing it off. Almost ends up in the back of the net, and then he finishes.
Way to stick with it by Kirk Williams Jr. 13 offensive rebounds for the River Lions there in that second quarter, or in the first 3 quarters of this game. 11 more shot attempts.
Pass to the far side. Kearney passes off. Now to Beatty. Pump fakes, heads to the net. That pass finds a man now in the corner. Kearney, the 3. That one doesn't fall.
Another
River Lions can tie or take the lead here. Sereno Kogali, we talked about, this is the biggest quarter of the season for the River Lions. It wasn't a very good third quarter. They need a much better fourth. What did the coaching staff tell you between quarters?
That's exactly what they were saying. They were saying that they need to be tougher on defense and on offense, and they need to take control of the game really quick.
Great.
So more defense.
Great sideline reporting, as always, by Serene El Kogali.
Yeah, no matter how you look at it, 36 points allowed is way too many points allowed for the River Lions there in the third quarter. This is a team that has done a good job in the first 2 quarters, limiting Moncton to just 25 points in the first, 20 points in the second quarter, giving up 36 points in the third. That's been the difference in this game. Tie game, 81-81, 10:44 to go.
All tied up.
River Lions starting the quarter on a 4-0 lead, or on a 4-0 run.
Genty on the line. Chance to take the lead. First shot just rims out. Second shot coming for Genty. 6'6", 230-pound forward. Genty makes 1 of 2 on that trip, 82-81 now the lead for the Miracles. Okori. Picks up by Hall. Okori takes a look, doesn't fire. Now to Kirk Williams Jr. He'll take it to the net, stops, shoots from the free throw line. Gets his own rebound, had to get up for that one. Second shot up, can't draw the foul.
What a rebound by Kirk Williams Jr. I think he was higher up than the net was. That's a tough break for Nick Okori, getting called for the defensive foul there. You know, did his best to draw the charge. I guess wasn't able to get his feet perfectly set. And so not coming away with the possession, but that's the kind of defensive intensity you need to see out of this team. 2 team fouls for the River Lions early in the fourth quarter.
Tate, nice move, heads right to the net. Looking for a man, gives it off to Genty. Now Johnson. Johnson's had himself a nice game. Gets his first 2 of the fourth quarter. He's got 28 now tonight. Pass to Kirk Williams Jr. Captain Kirk off to Nick Okori. Down low for Carl Hall. Hall facing up, taking a look. Ball's poked away from him. Kirk Williams Jr. comes up with it, passes it off. Joe Rocca for 3. That one rims out. 3-point lead for Moncton as they carry the ball up. Melvin Johnson the third. Pass off to Kearney. Kearney right to the net, tough layup. Gets it to go, 5-point lead. Timeout River Lions. Zach is slow, after a quick start to the quarter, it's now a slow second part of the quarter for the River Lions. They've given up a 5-0 run.
Well, that's right, you know, so that 4-0 run to start the quarter for the home team, then a 5-0 run by the road team has the River Lions stuck 86-81 here. And in these timeouts, you've got to imagine that Coach Keith Vassell is telling his guys, got to get it done. You're professionals, do your job, get a result here at home. Of course, River Lions, like we mentioned, have not won a home game since mid-February.
Now, Zach, if you're the River Lions, do you put Big Sam and Richard Amardi back out there?
I think you have to. I think you have to throw everything you can at the wall, you know? You've seen Richard Amardi have a ton of success in this game. And that's a guy that is really laying it all out there on the line tonight. Get him out there. Sam Muldrow, good defensive presence, getting it done inside on the glass too. And so keep him in the game. And Nick Okora, your good three-point shooting. Joe Rocca, a three-point shooter that has yet to really be able to get things going for himself here in a River Lions uniform. But
Josiah Moore on the other hand, too.
And of course, Josiah Moore, not only defensively but offensively, that's got to be the small forward that you're looking at down the stretch here in the fourth quarter. Good game so far, second leading scorer for the River Lions.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the River Lions, because you can play Joe Rocca at point guard, but you can also play Tyler Murray. Tyler Murray, probably a bit of a safer bet with the ball. We always talk about his assist-to-turnover ratio, one of the best in the NBL Canada, but Joe Rocca, I've seen him at Carleton. If he gets going, he's hard to stop. 9:34 remaining here. Fourth quarter action, season on the line for the River Lions as they trail 86-81 to the Moncton Miracle. The crowd here at the Meridian Center trying to get the River Lions back into it. It'll be big Sam Muldrow, Josiah Moore, Joe Rocca, Nick Okora, and Kirk Williams Jr. for the River Lions. I think Kirk's only spent about 2 minutes on the bench in this one.
Well, Kirk Williams Jr. really doing everything he can. He didn't start this game, so he missed a couple minutes at the beginning, but he's been on the court a lot down the stretch.
Do you think he didn't start because he wants that 6 Man of the Year award?
Yeah, I think that, yes.
Because him and Cara Hall, both big guys for that, that could really win that award. Is that pass by Okora just a little bit off, couldn't find Sam
That's not
Muldrow.
the start out of the timeout that you want to see, so a lot of pressure here for the River Lions now defensively, stuck 5.
Tate passes off to Beatty. Now to Kearney. Back to Beatty. He'll head right to the net, throws it down. Hydran Beatty with emphasis. Kirk Williams Jr. gets around him and runs into Beatty. Beatty's going to get called for the foul here. Tyler Murray getting set to check into the game. It looks like he'll take off Okora.
Yeah, that call could have gone either way as Kirk Williams Jr. put his arm around the Moncton Miracle defender, but River Lions going to retain the ball. That's the first team foul for the Miracles. Josiah Moore going to inbound the ball to look to get this team ready.
Rich Amardi checking into the game as well. He'll take off Joe Rocca, so a little bit of a bigger look here for the River Lions. Rocca and Okora off, Amardi in as well as Tyler Murray. Murray off to big Sam Muldrow, pump fakes to 3. Looking for the handoff, doesn't have it. Looking down low, another one turned over.
Only 9 turnovers for the River Lions in those first 3 quarters. Tough 2 to start the 4th.
Finger roll there from Melvin Johnson the 3rd. That one no good. Kirk Williams Jr. off to Josiah Moore. Takes a look, he'll drive the net. Moore, finger roll. Can't get it to fall. A whistle went underneath. Not sure why. A lot of guys were flying around.
Looks like it's going to be a Moncton Miracle foul on
Looks like Terrell Tate.
On Genty, actually, number 2. Well, Matt, that's why you're the play-by-play, and I'm the guy to comment on it. Good heads-up good heads-up commentating there by Matty Latour, providing excellent play-by-play coverage for 2 seasons now with the Niagara River Lions.
Terrell Tate.
Matt, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but if the Niagara River Lions were to establish a Hall of Fame after their 2nd season, I think guys like you and I probably be the best broadcasters.
How about this? Niagara River Lions Broadcasting Hall of Fame.
Yeah, no, it'd be me and you, and Serene would be the best sideline reporter this team has ever seen.
Kiana is the secondary color commentator.
That's right. So, a couple of things to feel good about. Let's hope that this River Lions game is a game to feel good about as they're able to close this one out against the Moncton Miracles, stuck 6 points with 8 minutes to go.
You got to think they need a basket here.
Can't have another empty possession.
Rich Amardi, that pass inside for Kirk Williams Jr. There's the basket, down by 4.
Hopefully, Richard Amardi gets called for the assist on that one.
Beatty just overpowering Amardi there. We talked about both these teams, a lot to play for tonight. Moncton just 1 game ahead of the Cape Breton Highlanders for that final playoff spot in the Atlantic Division. And the River Lions, every game now is a must-win game.
Well, it's really interesting. This league now expanding to 10 teams this year, 8 just last year. All 8 teams made the playoffs last year, but at this point in the season, all of the teams last year would have been playing out the string. This year, a bunch of must-win games down the stretch.
Tate passes it off to Beatty. Beatty heads right to the net. Tough layup. Can't get it to go.
Great defense by Sam Muldrow, not letting him close into the lane.
Tate comes back the other way and knocks it down. 8-point lead now for Moncton. Crunch time for the River Lions. They need to go on a run here.
The River Lions were tied 81-81. Moncton Miracles going on an 11-3 run here midway through the fourth quarter.
Pass for Richard Amardi. Amardi, nice crossover move, heads to the net. Nice Euro step, gets it to go. Amardi. Paul Mokeski calls the timeout. Good timeout there by Mokeski. Don't let the River Lions get any momentum moving forward.
Well, that's right. So it's really interesting to see what both teams' messages here are at this point. You know, for Coach Keith Vassell, keep calm, keep up the good offense, but really need to lock down on that defensive intensity. No more open looks in the paint. No more open looks around the three-point line. Run those guys off the line. Don't let them come into the paint. It's going to be really important.
92-86. The lead now for the Moncton Miracles. We talked about how Niagara needs this game so badly to get into the playoffs. Moncton, much the same scenario as Cape Breton beat the Island Storm earlier today, 120-110. So now they're tied. So Moncton loses this one, they will fall behind.
Called out a winning streak for the Cape Breton Highlanders coming off their win against the River Lions last Sunday.
They beat the River Lions last Sunday, but then the biggest loss of the season, 55 points to the Halifax Hurricanes. But then they bounced back the next night. They beat the St. John Riptide and they won a game tonight. So 3 out of 4. It just so happens that the one you didn't win was a really bad one.
Well, I guess I had already done a good enough job of forgetting about that one, something the Cape Breton Highlanders obviously need to do themselves to make sure they finish that season strong and get themselves into the playoffs. And you know, I was chatting with Billy Rush and Clinton Springer last Sunday while we were in Cape Breton, a couple former Niagara River Lions having a lot of success on their new team. Of course, Billy Rush starting the season with the team, and Clinton Springer getting traded by the Windsor Express out to Cape Breton midway through the year.
Teams filing back out on the court. The final 6:50 of this game. Should have a media timeout coming soon.
Tonight's winning 50-50 ticket number. You can claim your winnings on the concourse level at the 50-50.
Malik Story on the inbound gives Tydron Beatty. Josiah Moore will watch him. He's out there with Kirk Williams Jr., Sam Muldrow, Richard Amardi, and Tyler Murray. Pass to Brendan Kearney. Kearney, nice move to the net.
Great defense by Amardi, sticking with his player and not drawing the foul. Great defense and great footwork by the forward.
Kirk Williams Jr. hands it off. Amardi the long two, that one off. River Lions, you got to feel, might want to use up a little bit more of the shot clock.
Yeah, that wasn't the best shot. Just one step inside the three-point line early in the shot clock.
Tate fouled on the foul line
that's
jumper.
That's a tough one for Murray. Just got his hand on it.
I don't think he wanted that one.
No, that's right. And Tyler Murray is a guy that is, hey, we talk about all the time, not afraid to call himself for the foul, but also a really good job of taking good, strong fouls and wrapping his player up. But unfortunately on that one, just a little bit of a ticky-tack play and got his hand a little bit too far over, disrupting the shot.
And you know Murray, too. No argument from him. He knows that foul's on him.
Well, and you know, he walks right over to the referee, and sometimes a player might be mad walking over to the referee, but Murray comes right over. What happened? What was the call? Just wanting to make sure that he understood, not in an angry way, in a way that says, hey ref, let me understand what I did there. Let me explain what I was trying to do, and you show me where I went wrong.
Well, and that's the thing, too, with Tyler Murray is I don't think I've seen a single player in this league as calm, cool, and collected as he is. You know, when this team's been down, he's always been the guy. He's always been the guy, you know, that he's kind of like the level head for the River Lions. He's got the ball now. Murray passes that one off to Amardi. Amardi, nice move right to the net. Lost control of that one. It rolls out of bounds. It'll be Moncton ball. Moncton up by 8. 6 minutes through. As Keith Vassell getting into it now with a player on the sideline, Tydron Beatty. So Vassell had the ball to hand it to the official. It looked like Beatty wanted to grab the ball from Vassell. Vassell wouldn't give it to him. I've never seen that before. Especially not from Keith Vassell. Off to Kearney. That three is off. Muldrow with the rebound. Tyler Murray. River Lions need a bucket here. Murray heads to the net, kicks it out. Josiah Moore. doesn't fire. Banks that one in. Josiah Moore.
Good.
I believe that's a career high in points now.
Great patience by Josiah Moore. That's where the River Lions have had the most success this year. Be patient. Let the defense make the first move and take advantage of the opportunity that's presented.
A three-pointer back the other way by Malik Story, and that's not what the River Lions needed.
And it is back to a 9-point lead now for the Moncton Miracles.
Niagara needs to hurry quickly as Kirk Williams Jr. draws the foul there. Brendan Kearney picking up his 4th foul there. Kirk Williams Jr. on the line for Niagara. Chance to make this a 7-point lead. Or rather, cut the deficit to 7. First shot for KWJ is good. Second shot coming. Kirk Williams Jr. makes 2 of 2 on that trip as we're just overhearing the conversation between Paul Mokeski and one of the officials here at the Meridian Center. Beatty now with it. Kearney pump fakes the 3, passes it off, gets it back. Now gets Muldrow. Kearney to the net. That pass. They got to hurry, get the shot off. Beatty can't get it to go before the shot clock buzzer. River Lions need a bucket here, stuck 7.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. Not only do the Niagara River Lions need this win tonight, but the Cape Breton Highlanders watching at home also, of course, need this Niagara River Lion team to win. So a lot of fans all over the place rooting for this River Lions team to get things done against the Moncton Miracles as teams are fighting for their playoff spots in the Atlantic Division.
Terrell Tate taking his time here on the far side. Tyler Murray watching him. Up top to Mitchell. Mitchell, nice move to the net. Big block by Sam Muldrow back the other way. Comes Richard Amardi. Amardi passes off Kirk Williams Jr. Can't get the layup to go. Back the other way now come the Miracle. Pass off to Tate.
You know, I was just going to say, good job by the Miracles moving that ball around the court, but that ball movement forces themselves to turn the ball over. Nick O'Corey is going to check back into the game to replace Tyler Murray. At this point in the game, it's going to be important for the River Lions to not settle for shots that are contested shots, and that they're able to finish around the rim, and they're able to, if they're going to take 3-pointers, take smart 3-pointers. We know Nick O'Corey can get it done from beyond the arc. We know Richard Amardi can get it done, and so can Sam Muldrow, but it's going to be a matter of getting it done smartly. So we'll see if this team's able to lock things down offensively and get it going defensively.
Sam Muldrow to the net, draws the foul. He'll shoot a pair. And if you look at the time remaining on the clock, Zach, really only like 6, 7, 8 possessions left. Full possession, so the River Lions need buckets and they need stops.
Well, you know, and one of the things that a team will often talk about is, and this is something the River Lions assistant coaches always talk about as this team is trailed in the 4th quarter, is that, you know what, a point a minute. Let's knock off a point a minute. We're going to climb back into this. River Lions do not have that luxury here with 3 minutes, 36 seconds left. They're down 7.
Yeah, they need about 2.5 points a minute right now. Starts here with Muldrow, makes the first free throw, second shot coming. Big Sam makes 1 of 2 on that trip. 6-point lead. Russell Bird picks it up top. Lucius jab steps, pass up top to Kearney. Kearney the 3. Moncton tacks on 3 more, 9-point lead.
191 River Lions trail here. There are nervous fans in this building. There are nervous Cape Breton Highlander players.
Big Sam trying to knock off some of those nerves.
And you know what? That is those strong 3-pointers we're talking about. Sam Muldrow, good 3-point shooter. Much better 3-point shooter this year than he was last year. Able to knock it down, a good shot. That's an important one, 6-point game.
Kearney, another 3. That one doesn't fall. Back the other way come the River Lions.
There are players on the court all over the place taking spills.
Rich Amardi right to the net, can't get it to go. Not a friendly roll for the River Lions there. They've got to hurry and swarm the Highlanders.
Some defensive pressure. It doesn't get more. Matt, I'm doing that to you. doesn't get more important defensively than this possession. Your whole season is literally on the line.
Malik Story knocks down a 3.
Timeout, Niagara River Lions. Let's see what the message is here. Coach Vassell's got some work to do. 9-point deficit, 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go. River Lions season on the line.
2:20 remaining. 9-point lead. Zach, we've seen the River Lions claw back, but it seems like every time they do, it's a 3-pointer from the Moncton Miracle.
Well, that's right. You know, we've seen this team do a good job this game climbing back into it. Unfortunately for the River Lions, it's the same, one of the same things that's plagued them this season, of those third quarters. How often, Matt, have we seen this team go into halftime with a lead, go into a halftime tied, and then just see the opposing team explode in the fourth quarter? And that's something that this team struggled with it tonight. That 36 points allowed in the third quarter, that's the difference tonight. They were outscored by 8 in that frame, trailing by 9 here with 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go.
Duncan tries to get the crowd fired up here at the Lions Den. 103-94, the River Lions trailing. And Zach, the one thing we talked about Kirk Williams Jr., he's been a constant all year. What about the fans here in the Meridian Center? Every game, you know, win or lose, they've been loud, they've been proud, and they've come out to support their team.
You know, and this is a franchise, this is a fan base that has supported their team from the very beginning. We all remember Clinton Springer Williams hitting that incredible three-pointer down 2 points at the buzzer to win the game. I'm going to say that's the Clinton Springer Williams. You hit the biggest shot in Niagara River Lions history. River Lions looking for some big shots in their history tonight down the stretch. This season has been a tough season for this team, but this crowd has been so supportive throughout the year, and you know, the support that this team sees from the Niagara region fan base is really important.
Nick Okori draws the foul on the way up. Yeah, I think you said it perfectly. Clinton Springer Williams, and especially as the home opener, first game in franchise history, you got to think he made a few fans that game, both personally and for the team.
Well, that's right. You know, if you were looking for a fun, affordable experience of good value, that game showed you exactly why this team was going to be a great success here in the region. And unfortunately, not a lot of success on the court this season, but really able to get it done in the fan base perspective and continue to show that support from this team. And this team continues to embrace the Niagara region, and we're thankful for them. And we hope that the fan base is thankful for us. And we're starting to see that buy-in from our leadership and our dignitaries. We've got the mayor of Niagara Falls is here tonight, the regional chair, of course, and some city councilors from the city of St. Catharines showing their support. This is a team that's really ingraining themselves in the community. Moncton getting called out of bounds on the baseline there.
And we talked about, you know, all the regional chairs. Tonight's game, Minor Sport Night, brought to you by Alan Castlin. This has been a great job tonight. We saw the River Lions out in the community earlier on this week playing some minor sports. You know, they tried soccer. Didn't go very well for Josiah Moore. So they tried baseball. Tyler Murray struck out a few times. And then they tried basketball, and that went a little bit better. Back to action here, Nick Okori, the River Lions, trailing, passes it outside. Carl Hall looking for the offensive board, pulls it down, battling, puts the shot up, out the bucket, and one. Carl Hall.
5-point game, 1 minute, 43 seconds to go. If this River Lions team is able to complete the comeback, it's going to be a huge moment for this team, and this crowd is getting loud. They're getting proud. Solid support here in the Lions Den. These minor sport athletes are having a great time. They're on their feet. The fans are on their feet. Let's see if this team's able to complete the comeback. Now 4 points, 103-99. River Lions on a 5-0 run.
4-point deficit, 1 minute 43 remaining. Still plenty of time on the clock. The inbound to Kearney. Amardi's watching him. Russell Bird now. Moncton's got to hurry and get it across half.
Full court defense pressure.
You know, call the foul there on Kirk Williams.
That's really disappointing because Kirk Williams Jr. moving back and back as fast as possible, not being very intentional and careful not to draw any contact. And unfortunately, the Moncton Miracles charge right into him, and Kirk gets the foul. See if this team picks up the full court press again.
It's Lucius up top, picks up by Mitchell. Lucius right to the net. Blocked by Sam Muldrow.
You knew that was coming as soon as the mismatch. That was a huge opportunity for Sam Muldrow. You know, he was ready. Give me the mismatch. Give me the mismatch. Big block by big Sam Muldrow.
And now we're seeing Case Vassell, maybe pulling a page out of Grossacole's book. He took Carl Hall off, put Josiah Moore on for that defensive possession. That shot doesn't fall. Amardi gets the rebound, puts it up. Big Sam with it now. That one blocked. Riverline's got to hurry and get back here. Pass off to Bird. Amardi looking for the steal. That one out of bounds.
1 minute, 1 second remaining. 4-point deficit for the River Lions. 14 seconds on the shot clock for the Miracles. Josiah Moore cycling back into this game. You're right. This is the intensity. This is a page right out of Grossacole's playbook. This is something Gross did such a good job of, is really making sure his best players are the key players for each possession around the court.
They call Bird for the travel there on the sideline.
Big break for the River Lions. No time off the clock.
And Carl Hall comes right back in.
Josiah Moore comes in right for the defensive possession, and Carl Hall comes right back out for the offensive possession.
The inbound pass. River Lions down by 4, 103-99. Nick Okori with the ball. Season on the line. Kirk Williams Jr. He'll head to the net. Kirk Williams Jr. puts the shot up, makes it a 2-point game.
Kirk Williams Jr. strong, right to the net. No one's going to get in my way. Big job by the big-time forward.
River Lions need a stop here. You got to think Moncton's going to use up as much of the clock as they can. Bird passed it off to Kearney. Kearney watched by Amardi. Kearney, nice move, passes to the outside. Jab step there by Lucius. 2 on the shot clock. The shot goes up. Lucius for 3. That one's short. Okori with the rebound. The outlet pass for Kirk Williams Jr. It'll be River Lions ball.
That was a close one. Nick Okori trying to get the fast break going. Passes it up to Kirk Williams Jr. He's not able to control the pass. It gets knocked out of bounds. Kirk thinks there's a timeout. There's no timeout, sending him right back out on the court. Now there's a time. Oh, no, Beatty going to check in for the Miracles.
Vito DiMartino just directed to the scores table. If there's a basket, we want a timeout. Obviously, if it's a Moncton basket. 1 second difference between the shot and game clock. 2-point game. Okori on the inbound. He gives it into big Sam Muldrow as Amardi was pushed. No foul there.
Season on the line here in this possession.
Okori's passed that one a little bit too strong. It looks like they're going to call a foul there on Tim Mitchell.
Big break for the River Lions here down the stretch. Tim Mitchell getting called for the foul. River Lions getting a second chance at that possession. Tough break there for the team.
River Lions are in the bonus, so it's a shooting foul too, a chance to tie the game here for Niagara.
And there's Kirk Williams Jr. pulling this team together, giving them that pep talk, giving them Ray Lewis, come on, we can do this. We believe in ourselves. Let's get this done. Josiah Moore getting ready to check in. Should there be a defensive possession here?
Carl Hall at the line. First one falls, 1-point game. Lions then here on their feet. Second shot for Carl Hall to tie the game. Hall makes both on that trip. The game is tied.
Couple big free throws by Carl Hall.
Timeout called here by Paul McKeskey. That will advance the ball, Zach. You've got to think now it's all defense for the River Lions. 103. Well, Miracles ball at center court.
You know, everybody says it's no secret, defense wins championships. And if the River Lions are going to get to the playoffs, it's going to be the defense that gets them there. That's something this team has talked about all season. Defense is important. We need to get it done on the defensive end. You know, this team has the opportunity here now. You know, everything is in your control. You've got the defense. Let's see what this offense, let's see what Coach McKeskey and the Miracles are able to draw up. And let's see what the River Lions are able to do defensively. Obviously, Josiah Moore is going to check back in for Carl Hall. I would expect to see that. But it's going to be really important to, you know, let's lock things down. And obviously, the Miracles are going to take their time. They're in no hurry, right? They don't need to push this pace. They're going to use all 15 seconds. So you need to be sure that run them off the line, the three-point line, keep them out of the paint. You got a foul to give. You have 2 fouls to give. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the River Lions foul.
If
it's
they have
a
to,
non-shooting situation, right? If they have to, because that's going to allow them to reset their defense and force the Miracles to shoot to inbound the ball again from the sideline. So some opportunity here. And you know, Matt, the Niagara Riverlions have never played an overtime game in franchise history. So let's pray here we're able to get a stop and get ourselves another look here. Big defensive possessions. Josiah Moore does come out along with Sam Muldrow, Kirk Williams Jr., Richard Amardi.
Now, how important does that Josiah Moore-Carl Hall swap look? Carl Hall just tied the game on 2 free throws offensively after Josiah Moore forced to travel defensively. Russell Bird on the inbound. The Lions' den is loud. Russell Bird finds Lucius. Lucius picked up by Kirk Williams Jr. There's a foul.
Well, that's not necessarily the one you wanted to take as he tried to knock the ball away, but that's all right. You still have a foul to give. Only 4 team fouls. Only 5 team fouls, sorry. Moncton's going to rebound the ball. 13.2 seconds to go.
Bird inbounds that one. Kearney picks it up. Back up top. Lucius pushing off Kirk Williams Jr. They're going to call the foul there on Kirk.
Yeah, that one looked a little bit more intentional. You know, now only 7 seconds left. Still not a shooting foul. Still sidelined out of bounds. Riverlions now in the bonus moving forward, but that's all right because they've knocked 8 or 6 seconds off of this clock. It's going to be timeout. Moncton.
I had a fan tell me after the Cape Breton Highlanders game, that was a close one. And they said, you know, it's been a tough season, but it's still exciting basketball. You know, win or lose, this Riverlions team, for the most part, has competed here on home court. And they've always put on a show for their fans. And, you know, tonight's no different, tied 103 to 103.
Matt, there were probably 1,500, 2,000 people here in the Lions' Den tonight. Not a single one of them is in their seat. Not a single seat being used. All the fans are on their feet, cheering the team on. I don't think it's about as loud as I've ever heard it here in the Lions' Den. This crowd is pumped.
Duncan at center court getting the crowd fired up. Buckle in, Niagara. You're in for a good finish. We talked about a lot on the line for both of these teams. For the Riverlions, it's their playoff hopes. For Moncton, it's to get, you know, they're half a game back right now of the Cape Breton Highlanders because they defeated the Island Storm earlier today. You win this one, you jump to a half game ahead. That's
right. Cape Breton doing a really good job in the final little while of the season. A 3-1 run here in the last 4 games, and of course that incredible comeback against the Niagara Riverlions, doing a really good job in those games. So pressure's on both of these teams. Both of these teams needing to win. The Riverlions' season depends on it.
It'll be Russell Bird on the inbound from the nearest sideline.
So Josiah Moore is going to stay in the game for the defensive possession.
Kirk Williams Jr. not guarding the inbounder now, looking for a double team. Up top to Lucius. Lucius heads to the net, passes off to the corner. The 3 at the buzzer for the win. That one off. The rebound, and for the first time in River Lions history, we're heading to overtime.
It won't come easy. That's certainly the case. Riverlions going to their first overtime in franchise history, the very first time, and it could not come at a bigger moment for this team as they're holding on for their season's life, doing everything they can to get things going here.
The first time in River Lions history we get overtime, especially here at the Lions' Den, and the stakes could never be higher. What a nail-biter. The River Lions at one point stuck 10 in this fourth quarter, Zach. Zach, what a gutsy effort here by the River Lions. At one point, 10 points down in that fourth quarter, coming all the way back, tying the game. Some great coaching by Keith Basso, you know, subbing players every possession.
You know, we talked all game tonight. This River Lions team has their back against the wall. This is a must-win game, and we've seen some good resiliency of this team in the season. We've seen, you know, them really claw games out. We've seen them lead wire to wire. We've seen them come from behind. And, you know, the resiliency that we've seen in a couple of those games, that's what we're seeing here tonight. This is a resilient basketball team that has come to win. You know, unfortunately for this team, really bit by the injury bug, same as Zaglinski this season, Logan Stutz this season, Scoop Jardine injured for the season, Marcus Lewis injured for the season. Really important guys that played such big roles for this franchise. No longer on the court, no longer addressed, but that does not matter to Keith Bassell and the River Lions team. They're doing everything they can with what they've got to get things going. Richard Amardi, 23 points tonight, 8 rebounds. Kirk Williams Jr. catching fire there in the second half. He's got 21 points to go with his 8 rebounds. And it's Josiah Moore, 17 points, season high, career high for the small forward. So it's going to be Moncton Miracle inbound.
I believe that's because the River Lions won the opening tip, so they had possession to open the first and fourth quarter.
And so the Miracles will inbound for the second, third, and fifth quarters, I guess. Interesting. They'll get the first possession 3 times. But we've never seen playoff or overtime basketball here in the Lions Den.
Like you said, it's basically playoff basketball at this point. Malik Story, 5-minute long overtime, fires a 3. That one off. Rebound is up. Big Sam Muldrow comes down with it. Kirk Williams Jr. in transition.
Miracles draped all over Sam Muldrow, but that doesn't stop him with a big rebound.
To the corner, Richard Amardi picks it up, kicks it out to Nick Okori. The deep 3. The River Lions take the lead.
Huge bucket by Nick Okori. That was the same as the Glinsky style 3-pointer. 5 feet behind the line. That doesn't stop Nick Okori. He was ready for that shot and nailed it. A big one. 3-point lead.
Melvin Johnson off to Malik Story up top now. Russell Bird. Lots of 3-point shooters on this Moncton team too. There's one from Melvin Johnson. He's been hot all night. That one off. Nick Okori with the board.
Let's go!
River Lions up by 3. 4:05 remaining in overtime.
See, now they have an opportunity they haven't had in the last couple of minutes of this game. Slow things down. Play your style of offense. Wait for a break in the defensive possession and take advantage of it.
Nick Okori, the step back jumper. That one out. No foul. Back the other way in a hurry. Comes Lucius.
Defense!
Lucius takes a look. I'm already watching him. Size mismatch there. Over to Malik Story. Wide open 3. Tie game. And down past to Rich Amardi. Back to Nick Okori.
Moncton has hit 17 3-pointers in this game. They're 17 for 41. River Lions 9 for 32.
Okori off to Kirk Williams Jr. down low. Carl Hall to the net. He's blocked by Mitchell. Nice defense there from Tim Mitchell. Back the other way comes Lucius. He'll take it right to the net. Kicks it out to the corner. Wide open 3 for Story. Can't bank that one in. Rebound is out. Tim Mitchell comes up with it.
You cannot have an offensive rebound like that if you're the River Lions. You cannot allow it. Moncton now, fresh shot clock. Just 3 seconds to go in this game. Still tied. But you've got to lock things down defensively if you're the River Lions.
Melvin Johnson. Over to Russell Bird. He loses his man. Heads to the net. Nice foul there by Kirk Williams Jr. He knew his man was getting by him. Get the foul before it's a shooting foul.
Yeah, not thrilled with the call, but
It looks like they're going to call continuation on that one.
well,
Not sure how.
well, I mean, he did take 4.
Because that foul was almost at the 3-point line.
Well, it was at the 3-point line.
Luckily, Russell Bird misses the first. Chance to break the tie here with his second shot. Bird misses both. What are the odds of that? 106-106. Okori up the floor. Pass down low for Carl Hall. Spinning off a man to the net. Hall blocked again. Draws the foul. Carl Hall tied the game at 103. A chance to take the lead.
Yeah, and looking back, how important were those free throws and hands of steel by Carl Hall, nerves of steel, not letting the moment get too big for him. And, we've seen the moment be too big for players in this gym. We've seen players with must-make free throws miss them a couple of times for the opposing teams. Carl Hall, 2 big ones on that last possession of the game for the River Lions.
Hall takes the lead with the first shot. Second shot coming. 107-106. 2:42 remaining. Hall makes them both. Josiah Moore checks in on defense for Carl Hall. Malik Story now with it. He'll be watched by Josiah Moore. Passes it off to Lucius. Lucius backs up. Okori's watching him. Double picks up top. Lucius right to the net. Foul there by big Sam Muldrow. Lucius now a chance to tie it at the line. Just the second foul to Sam Muldrow. Impressive. You think, he's only got 2 fouls. He's got about 4 blocks tonight. Carl Hall checking back in, takes off Josiah Moore. Might want to just put that one on repeat. First shot for Lucius. Nothing but net. Lucius now a chance to tie it with his second shot. Makes both on that trip, all tied up at 108. Nick O'Corey. Lucius watching him. Picks up by Carl Hall. O'Corey goes the other way, puts the shot up. Can't get it to go. Rebound is up. Carl Hall finds it. Bobbling the ball. Moncton comes up with it. Back the other way comes Melvin Johnson. Over to Lucius, the corner. Russell Bird for the lead. That one off Carl Hall at the defensive board. 2 minutes remaining in overtime. Nick O'Corey. Corey lobs it up. Kirk Williams Jr. finds it, and Kirk Williams Jr. gives the River Lions the lead.
KWJ 25 points in this game, leading scorer for the Niagara River Lions.
Melvin Johnson now to the net. Finger roll, can't get it to go, but he draws the foul. Once again, a chance to tie it at the line here for Moncton.
Forcing foul on the River Lions, number 0, Richard Amardi. His fourth foul.
Fourth foul to Amardi. Tyrell Tate checks in. He'll take off Lucius.
Melvin Johnson.
Melvin Johnson, the third at the line. Patrick Beatty also getting set to check in. First shot for Beatty. Lions then crowd letting him hear it. Although that's Johnson the third. Beatty just checked in. Chance now to tie it. 110-109, the River Lions lead. All knotted up at 110. Inbound to Nick O'Corey. First overtime in Niagara River Lions history here against the Moncton Miracles. It's the fourth matchup between these two teams all time as O'Corey does a nice job staying away from the center line. Behind the back pass looking for Carl Hall. Big Sam gets it up top for the lead. Big Sam Muldrow!
Sam Muldrow with the three-pointers coming up big tonight on the offensive end. We know Sam Muldrow is a huge defensive asset for this team, getting it done on the offensive side.
But a three-pointer the other way this overtime, not disappointing, 113 apiece. That one, you could have made an argument for a foul, but these refs know it's overtime.
Well, and you know what's really interesting? The three guys on this team that have played for this franchise the entire year have been coming up huge tonight. Kirk Williams Jr., Richard Amardi, and Josiah Moore, three leading scorers for the River Lions.
I call the foul there, I believe, on Malik Story. Lucky that foul was called, otherwise it would have been a fast break going back the other way. Because of the bonus, Nick O'Corey will be at the line to shoot a pair of free throws.
So 57 seconds to go. O'Corey's going to have the opportunity to put this team on the lead. And here we see Josiah Moore getting ready to check back in for the upcoming defensive possession. Carl Hall's going to check out.
Looks like he's checking in right now. Lucius getting set to check back in now for Moncton. First shot for O'Corey. Gives the River Lions the lead. 114-113, 57 seconds remaining. O'Corey makes them both, 2-point lead. Beatty on the inbound. He's got Lucius back with him. As Beatty's calling everybody back. He wants some support in the backcourt. Double team right now by the River Lions. Lucius collects the inbound. He's picked up by O'Corey. 50 seconds remaining in overtime. River Lions with a 2-point lead. Lucius to the net. Kicks it out. That one picked up by Johnson, the three. And Moncton takes the lead. Timeout Niagara. Every time the River Lions have gotten something going, Melvin Johnson, the third, has knocked it right back in their face. Well over 30 points here tonight. That one, arguably the three biggest. 116-115, the lead for the Moncton Miracles over the Niagara River Lions. 42.9 seconds remaining here in the fifth quarter, overtime. Zach, it's been a very close overtime, obviously. They came in tied. just 1 point's difference. What have you liked out of the River Lions, and what have you not liked on defense?
Well, I really have liked this team's offense, not settling for bad three-pointers, not settling for any shots, really doing what they can to let the defense dictate what they do on offense. And unfortunately, we saw a couple times, specifically on that final play, that the Moncton Miracles have done a really good job of running some established sets. It was obvious that was a solid play, with both players coming up to the top of the three-point line to set that pick and really trapped Nico Corey. Didn't have anywhere to go. And then the point guard was able to slip down into the lane. That freed up the three-point shooter, was able to nail the big bucket. So some solid schemes by Coach Biskeski getting it done for the Moncton Miracles. Let's see what Coach Keith Bissell is able to drop for the Niagara River Lions as they look to close this thing out.
Overtime not disappointing here in the Lions then. Tough break for the River Lions too. Those last 2 3-pointers that Moncton has hit, both very contested 3-pointers. It'll be River Lions ball on the near sideline. Sam Muldrow will inbound. He's got Amardi, Carl Hall, Nick O'Corey, and it looks like Kirk Williams Jr. on the near side. Muldrow on the inbound, gives it to Nick O'Corey. O'Corey working off Story, now to Muldrow. Back to O'Corey, River Lions trail 1. O'Corey gets around the pick, takes a look, doesn't have a man down low.
Mismatch.
Size mismatch there, the pass up top, that one's stolen. Back the other way comes Melvin Johnson, and he'll throw it down, 3-point lead. No shot clock now. O'Corey drives to the net. We're going to call the foul there on Kydron Beatty.
Now puts pressure on the Niagara River Lions as this team, Nick O'Corey, if he's able to make both of these free throws, they're still stuck 1 point. Moncton's going to get the ball with 17 seconds to go, so we're going to have to see a forced foul situations. Luckily for the River Lions, they're already in the bonus, so they don't have to worry about some team fouls to get themselves there.
First shot's good for O'Corey, 2-point game.
Were you able to see that?
Yeah, I saw it. Coach Paul McKeskey took a nice seat right in front of me, but I was able to see the free throw. Both good by O'Corey, 17 seconds remaining. River Lions trail 1, you gotta think of fouls coming here. As Paul McKeskey calls the timeout. His final one of this overtime, 17 seconds remaining, 118-117, the 5th quarter.
So Moncton's going to get to inbound the ball in the offensive zone. This is crunch time for the River Lions. Need a foul really quick or a defensive stop.
Zach, would you call this one a Friday night delight?
I would call it a Friday night.
Turn up!
Turn up, Serene says.
I don't know if you guys can do it. Sorry, Serene, I turned to Michael. What's that called?
It's lit! Turn up!
Team's getting set to file back out onto the court following the timeout here in overtime. That was head coach Paul McKeskey's last timeout of the extra frame. The crowd here at the Lions said nervous moments. Niagara playing for their season. Moncton playing to regain that last playoff spot in the Atlantic. Both these teams not giving an inch here tonight. Seen a couple of deep 3-pointers in this overtime quarter. One by Nick O'Corey, one by Melvin Johnson III, who then stole it for the run-out dunk. At the line, made it a 5-point lead.
Richard Amardi, Sam Muldrow, Nick O'Corey, Carl Hall, and Kirk Williams Jr. on the court for the River Lions.
River Lions will have to foul quickly as Josiah Moore checks into the game. He's going to take off Carl Hall for this defensive possession. You got to think that's just foot speed.
Oh, Kirk Williams Jr. is going to check out.
So Kirk Williams Jr. checks out, Josiah Moore comes in. Moncton off the inbound, they got to hurry, they get it to Lucius. Lucius picked up by O'Corey.
Nick O'Corey inches away from forcing the over and back. Unfortunately, fouls Lucius. Just fine. Lucius can go to the line for those 2 free throws, up by 1 point. Niagara's going to get the ball back with 14.3 seconds.
The River Lions, the one thing I can't stress enough right now is just box out. That's all you got to do is box out. First shot for Lucius. Corey Lucius makes the first. He's had himself a good game. Second shot for Lucius as the River Lions figure out who's going to stand where on the key.
Kirk Williams Jr. getting ready to check back in for the offensive possession.
Lucius makes one of two, 2-point lead. River Lions have the ball, no shot clock, 10 seconds left. Nico Corey up the floor, finds a lane, runs into a man. He's got to hurry, 5 left on the clock. Nico Corey has got a shot, passes to the inside. Carl Hall ties the game at 1:19.
Heads up play by Nico Corey, doing his best to get something going. Isn't able to do it, finds Carl Hall wide open. That's why Carl Hall is on the offensive possessions. What a play.
Plenty of free basketball here tonight for the Lions Den fans.
Never
we're
had-
heading to double overtime.
Never had an overtime period in River Lions franchise history. Now
They
we're
made up
getting
for
to
it.
see
They give us two.
2 of them tonight. 119, 119. Let's put 5 more minutes on the clock.
What a game. What a game. Every time it looks like the River Lions are out of it. Remember, they were stuck 5 with 1:01 remaining. They came back and tied it. They were stuck 10 in the fourth quarter. They came back and tied it. Is this the quarter they finally take that lead when it's most important? Plenty of extra basketball here for the fans in Niagara.
Oh.
119. The 6th quarter coming up. I never thought I'd say that. Zach, you want to talk about storylines? There's a lot of them in this game. Kirk Williams Jr. has come up huge. Carl Hall with a basket to tie it, to send it to overtime, and then to tie it, to send it to double overtime. Nico Corey, a huge heads-up play there at the end of the first overtime. It looked like maybe he was trying to go up for the shot. Found a wide-open man inside.
Josiah Moore, of course, career high points for the River Lions. Moore's got 17 points. Richard Amardi and Kirk Williams Jr. both with 23 points. So if you're looking at a couple of guys that have been on this team since the very beginning of the year, have been through all of the ups and downs that this River Lions team has seen, they're getting it done here.
And you look up and down the roster, the 4th guy that's been on the team the whole year, Tyler Murray, a solid night with 9 points. He's played 33 minutes. That reliable basketball from Tyler Murray is what you need. Getting set now for the 6th quarter. Just another Friday night, I guess. Second overtime period. Matt Latour and Zach Dadson on the call. Serena Alcagali both doing the sideline reporting and the cheerleading. You might be able to hear her yelling "turn up" every now and then. For the River Lions, it's Carl Hall, Nico Corey, Sam Muldrow, Richard Amardi, and Josiah Moore.
Kirk Williams Jr. leading the way with 38 minutes played this game.
Corey passes it off.
Yeah, Corey's also got 38 minutes. A couple guys playing some big roles. Richard Amardi's one of them.
Amardi, pump fakes. Passes up top. Sam Muldrow. That one rims out. Carl Hall, the offensive board, draws the foul, and Hall will step to the line.
That's about as close as you can get to a three-pointer going in. That ball went below the rim and then bounced right back out. Tough break for Sam Muldrow, but is there a guy that is playing bigger minutes in the paint right now than Carl Hall?
First shot for Hall. Gets it to go. You can hear a pin drop in the Meridian Center. Second shot for Hall. Up top, Melvin Johnson the third. Step back jumper. That one's short, out of bounds. River Lions ball.
You know, that's all thanks to that good, solid Richard Amardi defense. Amardi draped all over him and doesn't get his hand on the shot, but he forces his hand so high over that player that ball had to be short. Good job by Richard Amardi.
Nico Corey gets it across center. Hands it off to Amardi.
Let's go, Rich!
Amardi up top. Picks set there by Hall. Amardi takes a look. Fires along to Richard Amardi.
Amardi, 25 points, 10 rebounds. Only 1 turnover for the board. Great night tonight for Richard Amardi.
Bird back the other way, gets it right back, and just like that, 1-point game. Every basket looking huge right now.
Let's go!
Corey off to Amardi. Amardi fires another 2. Richard Amardi!
27 points.
In transition now, Melvin Johnson III off to Bird.
Defense!
3-point lead for the River Lions. Bird heads to the net. Foul by Sam Muldrow.
Yeah, another good defensive possession. Unfortunately, Muldrow blocked the shot, but unfortunately fouled him in doing so.
Just the third foul to Sam Muldrow. So many times this season we've seen him have to, sub out in the third quarter because he's already at 4 fouls. If you ever wanted this guy to have a night where he doesn't get a lot of fouls, tonight's the night.
That's right. Sam Muldrow leading the league in blocked shots this season. He had 5 going into double overtime, so a heck of a night on the defensive end and doing so efficiently. 5 blocked shots, only 1 turnover.
18
and
points now,
3
too.
fouls. That's right.
Yeah, 15 through 1 overtime. He had a 3-pointer to open up this overtime. As Bird makes it a 1-point game.
And the big guy's 3 for 4 from beyond the arc.
3 for 1. And he's had some nice touches inside, too. That's what we keep forgetting. But Big Sam, is that something he's added to his game? Corey fakes the handoff to Amardi, right to the net. Reverse layup. That one too strong. Last touch on Moncton, out of bounds. It'll be River Lions ball. And I believe that should be a fresh shot clock since a Moncton player had the ball.
Well, if the River Lions are inbounding it, it's because the Moncton Miracles knocked the ball out of bounds.
But it doesn't look like they're going to add anything to the shot clock. So 12 on the shot clock on the inbound. Carl Hall picks it up at the perimeter, gives it to Nick Okori. Okori pump fakes, heads to the net, passes that one. Josiah Moore picks it up. That one out of bounds. Probably better that one went out of bounds. It was coming towards the River Lions net.
That's right, Matt. Instead of turning the ball over, it allows this team to get themselves set as the Miracles inbound the ball. Big defensive possession here for the River Lions.
1-point game. Bird for 3. Makes it a 2-point lead for Moncton.
127, 125. 3 minutes to go.
Amardi working on Bird. Behind the back, Amardi. 12 on the shot clock. Heads to the net. Takes a 2. Can't get it to go. 2-point lead. Now back the other way comes
Another
Moncton.
heat check for Amardi.
Malik Story passed it off to Lucius. He's on the logo. Kirk Williams Jr. getting set to come back in. Lucius working on Hall. Size mismatch there. Melvin Johnson III working on Josiah Moore. Heads to the net. Can't get it to go. Moore with the defensive board.
That's why Josiah Moore is on the defensive possessions here in overtime. Big defensive rebound. River Lions down 2.
Nick Okori. Heads to the net, puts the shot up. Banks it, can't get it to go. Carl Hall ties the game again.
Carl Hall getting it done in the paint. Is there somebody better you want to see on the court? What a job by number 34. That's 3
I believe
times.
he's tied the game 3 or 4 times now. At least in crunch time minutes. Lucius working to the net. Big Sam watching him. Pass it off to Bird. Tie game. Bird fires a 3. That one's short. Rebounds out. Richard Amardi in transition. Hands it off to Okori. Nick Okori for 3. As he's leveled there by Bird.
Well, so Okori gets hit coming down from the air. He was bumped while in the air. He was bumped in the air while he was coming down from the 3-point shot. And he's on the ground hurt.
Yeah, he hasn't moved.
Like he was.
The River Lions bench not happy at all here with the officiating, and I don't blame them. Oh, Corey, it looks like he might be grabbing his shoulder. Oh, Corey very slow getting back to his feet. Mokeski's going to use this time to draw up a play. Okori gets back up. That's a good sign for River Lions fans. Tyler Murray checking into the game. He'll take off.
Yeah, Nick Okori coming down hard. May not have been bumped. I guess it could have gone either way on that one, I guess. Tough break for Nick Okori, a really important part of this River Lions work here.
Paul Mokeski used that time to have an impromptu timeout. He had the clipboard out. Everybody grabbed a little bit of water. As Russell Bird comes off, Tydron Beatty checks in.
Looks like Bird will not be on the sideline for long, though, as he gets ready to check back in on the next offensive possession.
Didn't even make it back to the bench. Tyler Murray up top. Big Sam Muldrow pump fakes. Takes a look. Kirk Williams Jr., the floater. That one rims out. Rebounded there by Tim Mitchell. Minute 15 remaining here in the second overtime. Melvin Johnson III as Kirk Williams Jr. gets tangled up with a man. Melvin Johnson III heads to the net. Now on the near side. Pass down low for Tim Mitchell. Lucius now, 5 on the shot clock. Lucius working on Murray. Murray, nice defense there. Air ball, River Lions get the ball back.
Great defense by Tyler Murray and the Niagara River Lions. They now have the chance with under a minute to go to take the lead here in the second overtime.
Tyler Murray directing traffic. 40 seconds remaining, 10 on the shot clock. Murray gets around to man, pass outside. Big Sam Muldrow for the lead. The triple from Big Sam Muldrow.
Sam Muldrow, 4 for 5 from 3-point range. What a bucket.
Big Sam Muldrow. Is this safe to say not just his best game this season, but his best game as a River Lion?
What a night for the big man. 5 blocks, now 21 points, 11 rebounds for Sam Muldrow. Man, fans are out of their seats here in the Lions Den. A guy like Matt, you and I are on our feet.
Rebound is up. Tim Mitchell comes down with it now. No shot clock. Bird for the tie.
130, 130.
Up at 130.
Timeout on the floor. I think the fans in the seats are out of their seats. I think guys like Matt Scooble at home with his parents are out of their seats. Everybody at River Lions Nation on the feet here for this team, getting things done. What a game, Matt. I think this, obviously that Clinton Springer-Williams game was a really exciting game, but this game, double overtime, tied 130-130, 18.8 to go. River Lions ball. This is about as exciting as it gets.
I know Clinton Springer-Williams is listening, and I apologize to him because this game, I think, I'm going to say it, has overtaken his buzzer beater as the most exciting game of River Lions history. I'm sorry, Clinton. But wow, what a game this has been. Double overtime, 18.8 seconds remaining. 130-130 following the three-pointer from Russell Bird. River Lions have the ball, a chance to win the game if they want to take the buzzer beater. Zach, the one thing we saw in the first overtime was the River Lions had a turnover with less than a minute left. You cannot afford to give the ball up here.
That's right, no turnovers. And you know what, at this point in the game, you're tied up. And this is something we saw this happen, Matt, a couple of games ago at home for the River Lions. They were tied, they didn't have to do anything, they didn't have to force a shot. They forced a shot that they didn't want to take. They turned the ball over and they lost the game. That cannot happen here. No turnovers, no forced shots. Keep calm. If you don't get the look you want, don't sweat it. You can go to triple overtime. That's a possibility. Don't worry about it. Don't take a shot you don't want. Don't leave any time on the clock. That's right. Don't take any time. You do not want another Moncton Miracles possession. So watch this team hold on to the ball for the entire possession. Do what they can to get themselves an open look.
On the inbound for the River Lions, it'll be Big Sam Muldrow. Now it looks like they're going to switch it. Tyler Murray set to inbound. He's got Kirk Williams Jr. up top with him. Josiah Moore, Carl Hall, and
keep your eye on Carl Hall. This has been a key player in the paint for this team.
Tyler Murray, 10 seconds remaining, calling a play. Murray to Kirk Williams Jr. Williams Jr. takes a look, 5 to go. Passes off, Tyler Murray gets the hesitation up top. Kirk for the win. That one just off, and we're going to head to triple overtime here in Niagara. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't write this. This is some kind of game, I tell you. Tied up at 130 now, heading to triple overtime. Both these teams battling for a playoff spot. it's a shame anyone has to lose. I think it's safe to say anybody that spent tickets on this game is definitely getting their money's worth.
A lot of free basketball here. We're going to have 15 minutes of overtime. At least 5-minute third overtime coming up.
And this, I believe, now is a River Lions record for most points scored in a game as well. Unfortunately, it might also be a record for most points allowed in a game, but that's what happens when you get to triple overtime. $130. Zach, I think there might be a riot at the end of this one. These two teams not giving an inch. Now I'm going to go out and say it, Zach. The Harlem Globetrotters were here yesterday, but if you're going for bang for your buck, I think a triple overtime NBL Canada game the next day is way better than a Globetrotter game.
Oh my goodness, what a game today. This is a thrilling moment in River Lions franchise history. I think if they win, most exciting game in history.
Yeah, you'd have to think so.
If they lose, I think a guy named Clinton Springer Williams is going to have something to say about it.
He might come at me on Twitter, I'm not sure. We've played 58 minutes of basketball. 4 12-minute quarters, 2 5-minute overtimes, heading to the third overtime right now. So,
after 58 minutes of basketball,
Kirk Williams Jr. Look how much, that guy's played, 39 minutes? 41 minutes for Nick Okori.
41 minutes for Amardi, 41 minutes for Sam Muldrow.
43 for Melvin Johnson in third.
Amardi's got 27 points. He leads the River Lions.
All right, every bucket's a big one. I've said this all night, but I think it means more than ever now. Tydron Beatty picks it up, 9 to go on the shot clock to Russell Bird. Back to Beatty. Beatty heads to the net, stops, takes a 2. Can't take the lead. Rich Amardi with the board.
No open looks. Good defensive possession there by the River Lions. No fouls. Don't let this team have an open look.
Amardi, 10 on the shot clock, gives it to Kirk Williams Jr. Williams Jr. now a lane to the net, pushes off that shot off the side of the backboard, back the other way. Come the Miracles. Pass off to Melvin Johnson the third. He loses Carl Hall. He'll head to the net, puts the floater up.
Great help defense by Richard Amardi. Right time, didn't leave too early to allow the open look from his man.
Now we're starting to see on both sides, the play getting a little bit sloppier. Some of these guys have played more than a full game's worth of playing time now. It'll be Russell Bird on the inbound. He's got Tyrell Tate with him. The organic defense chance from the River Lions now. Pass to the outside, Russell Bird for 3. That one rims out. Carl Hall with the board, gives it to Nick Okori. A minute 15 into the third overtime, no baskets on each side yet. Okori. Pass down low for Hall. Hall posting up on Beatty, draws the foul. Carl Hall's heading back to the line. Carl Hall on the line, first shot.
Hall's got 21 points, 10 rebounds. Now we have 4 Niagara River Lions, with triple doubles. Richard Amardi's 27 and 11.
Double doubles.
Well, you know what, Matt? We're not done yet. They could all have triple doubles. Give them time. They all do, of course, have double doubles right now.
I think that might be a league record. We've had 30 triple doubles ever. If we get 4 in the same game,
it's all that triple overtime talk, Matt.
We should just make the playoffs by default. If we get 4 triple doubles in one game.
4 Niagara River Lions with double doubles tonight.
Kearney can't get the shot to go. 1 point lead for the River Lions.
And 4 of them are on the court right now. Richard Amardi's 27 points, 11 rebounds. Sam Muldrow, 18 points, 12 rebounds. Carl Hall, 21 and 10. And Nick Okori's got 18 rebounds, 12 assists.
Kirk Williams Jr. down low for Carl Hall, kicks it out to Okori for 3. That one hits the base and out, went all the way up, back the other way. In a hurry comes Kearney. Kearney, Kirk Williams Jr. almost stole that one, pass off.
What a steal attempt by Kirk Williams Jr. Stopped on a dime.
And that's what caused, that kind of got Moncton confused there. Nick Okori. Pass down low for Carl Hall. Hall, tough shot. Draws the foul. He'll step back to the line. Right now, his points have been the difference all night. He tied it to go to overtime. He tied it to go to double overtime. He's got the only point in triple overtime.
Carl
Chance
Hall,
to tack on 2
8
more.
for 11 from three-point range.
Carl Hall makes the first. Second shot coming for Hall. It's a 3-point lead for Niagara. Melvin Johnson III checking back in. He'll take off Malik Story. Bird to the net. That shot's off the rebound. Collected twice now by Moncton. They can't get it to go. Rebound is out. Nick Okori keeps it in bounds. Kirk Williams Jr. comes up
front
with it.
row as he stops that ball from going out of bounds. Big hustle play by the point guard.
That one's stolen. Lucius manages to keep it in. No, it's straight to the net. Passes it off to Bird. Blocked by Sam Muldrow.
Block number 6.
Back the other way. Come the River Lions. 3 on the way from Kirk Williams Jr. That one off. Rebound collected. Johnson passes it off. Mitchell misses the dunk. Mitchell's down in quite a bit of pain after that one. So it looks like it'll be Malik Story at the line. Misses the first. Second shot coming. Story makes 1 of 2, makes it a 2-point game, 133 to 131. Kirk Williams Jr. off to Nick Okori. Minute 30 remaining now in the third overtime. Amardi passed down low for Hall. Hall finds it, now to Okori. Okori kicks it out. Big Sam Muldrow pump fakes the 3, takes a long 2. Big Sam's feeling it.
Sam Muldrow, biggest game of his career in the River Lions uniform.
Kearney being watched on the perimeter there by Muldrow. Kirk Williams Jr. with the steal. He'll run it out. Kirk Williams Jr. throws it down.
6-point lead for the River Lions, 1:11 to go, 137, 131.
Just received confirmation from Albie Stevenson. This game will tie, assuming it doesn't go to a 4th overtime, for the longest game in NBL Canada history at 3 overtimes. Okori just running out the clock, a 6-point lead. He's got 5 to go on the shot clock. Okori heads to the net, takes a look, fires a 3. That one off. Okori gets his own rebound now to Big Sam Muldrow.
good effort here by the Niagara River Lions in this quarter. They've outscored the Miracles 6-1, or 7-1, sorry.
Watch out now, though. Steal by Kearney. He'll head to the net. He'll throw it down. It's a 5-point game, 23 seconds.
Game, but with the River Lions regaining possession, the Miracles are going to have to foul right away for any chance of getting the ball back.
That pass picked off by Kearney. Flying into the front row there was Rich Amardi. Rather, no, that looks like Nick Okori.
So 4-point game. River Lions turn the ball over on the inbound, and the Miracles regain the ball. Then the River Lions fouled the Miracles, sending them to the line.
First shot is good. 3-point lead. Chance now to make it 2. 20.6 seconds remaining. Three-point game, 2-point game, 137-135 as the River Lions call a timeout. So I feel like I've asked you everything at this point.
All right, fans, we're giving away Sky Zone jump passes. Make some noise for Lady Lions and Sky Zone jump passes.
So River Lions can inbound the ball, 20.6 seconds to go. Obviously, the Moncton Miracles are going to look to foul as soon as they can and force the River Lions to go to the free throw line. It'll be interesting to see what the lineup is coming out of this timeout. Obviously, you want your best free throw shooters on the court.
Best free throw shooters, but at the same time, if it's a run out on defense, you want a guy like Big Sam back there. So it'll definitely be interesting. Carl Hall's come up clutch in this one. 137-135. It's an NBL, tied for an NBL Canada record with 3 overtimes. It's a River Lions franchise record for points in a game. Now at 137.
You know, how funny that this franchise doesn't go into overtime at all in their history.
And then we get 3.
3, and we tie the record.
Unbelievable. Waiting the River Lions to take the court. It'll be Richard Amardi, Kirk Williams Jr., Nick Okori, Big Sam Muldrow, and it looks like Carl Hall. You gotta think if you're Moncton, you gotta foul quickly here. Kirk Williams Jr. on the inbound. Goes up top, he has Okori, finds him, back to Kirk. Williams Jr. is fouled. It'll be Kirk Williams Jr. at the line, 2-point game, 137-135. Chance here to extend the lead, make it a 2-possession game. Brandon Kearney collecting his 6th foul, so he has to check out. So originally it looked like Russell Bird was going to go in and take off Melvin Johnson III, but now he has to take off Kearney. Amazing, we're in 3 overtimes. That's the first player that's fouled out. Kirk Williams Jr. on the line. Makes the first one. It's a 3-point game.
If this gets to 4, it could be enough for the River Lions.
Don't count this Miracle squad out, though. They've hung around all night.
We've seen miracle after miracle tonight.
Kirk Williams Jr. makes it 4. Paul Mokeski calls a timeout.
Big trip to the free throw line by Kirk Williams Jr. He's got 25 points now and a perfect 8 for 8 from the free throw line. So if there was a guy you wanted to send to the line, KWJ was it.
Rich Amardi getting his team fired up, getting his crowd fired up here in the Meridian Center. "18 seconds remaining. The River Lions up 139 to 135. Fighting for every point right now. Zach, we've seen big performances by a lot of people. This has been one heck of a game, and I don't think anybody really expected coming into this one we'd end up with 3 overtimes. I don't think anybody ever expects 3 overtimes, but when you get 2 teams this desperate fighting for playoff spots, this is what you're going to get.
This is as big a matchup as this River Lions team has seen all year. And you know what? With their backs against the wall, if they lose any game down the stretch of the season, their season is over and they're not going to the playoffs. So this team is very well aware of that coming into this game. They know where they stand in the Central Division. They know what they need to do, and this is an incredible performance by the home team here in the Lions Den.
18 seconds remaining. River Lions take the floor. It'll be Moncton ball in the front court. Bird fires a 3. That one doesn't follow. Corey picks it up. He's got some time way up the floor to Kirk Williams Jr. Kirk Williams Jr. throws it down with 9.3 seconds remaining. 141, 135. Lucius up the floor, gives it to Beatty. He'll fire a 3. That one off. And the Niagara River Lions, following this inbound, will win this one in triple overtime over the Moncton Miracles. What a game. What a comeback. What a battle between these two teams.
You know, Matt, before we break, for a team that has had a lot of adversity this year, up and down, all season, what a game for this team to come together and really close it out when they didn't have any other choice. They got it done here in the Lions. Woo! Big game here for the Niagara River Lions.
141 to 137. The River Lions take this one over the Moncton Miracles. For Matt Latour and Zach Dadson, Serene Alcogale on the sidelines. Thank you for watching all 3 overtimes, all 4 regulation quarters, and have a nice night, Niagara.